afternoon, the golf course is still going to be soft. We don't know yet what the peak of the winds are going to be because the veracity of the forecast is actually mitigated somewhat from what we saw just 24 hours ago. So the afternoon, if the winds lay down at all, he's going to be in a softer golf course that'll go into the evening, and they tend to settle.
All right.
And then he's early on Friday morning, which means he's going to get tucked, subject to whatever they have to do with catching up. He's going to get sucked into those morning hours where the wind is not going to be as strong as it will be in the afternoon on Friday. I think they're doing him a huge, huge favor. Now, interestingly enough, Phil Mickelson was not granted that. He's the complete opposite. Maybe that was deliberate.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. But he's got the complete opposite schedule that he's got to face. So for Tiger Woods, I think we have to measure our expectations, notwithstanding what our heart says.
Okay.
Our mind says for Tiger Woods that I think he's going to struggle just to make the cut.
Gotcha. Matt, I just have about 20 seconds. Do you think that Caitlin Clark is more recognizable than Scottie Scheffler right now?
Oh, yeah, 100%. No doubt about it. I can give that to you in 5 seconds.
All right. Just because it feels like, and maybe this is just me. It feels like if there was a different champion, Scottie's amazing, but maybe golf could market him a little bit better. Or maybe they just need Caitlin Clark to take up golf. I don't know.
Well, it's also personality driven.
Yes.
And Scottie Scheffler that's the reason why he's such an amazing champion, because he's not driven by the fame.
Right.
He's not driven by the voices in his head, doubts or anything else.
Yeah.
He just goes out there and does Scottie Scheffler.
And he's automatic, so we'll see. He is the favorite at the Masters when they get underway. You can find Matt Adams on Twitter at MattAdamsFOL, his Fairways of Life show. He's there at Augusta National, braving the rain, and we're always glad to talk to you, Matt. Thank you.
Pleasure. See ya.
I can answer that in 2 seconds. 100%. Caitlin Clark more recognizable than the number one golfer in the world, who is steady Eddie, but maybe not quite as marketable. All right, so I'm not back tonight. I'll be hosting Friday afternoon here on CBS Sports Radio, but look forward to catching up with you soon. It's After Hours with Amy Lawrence here on CBS Sports Radio. Boom!
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/.
He thinks he knows what he's talking about.
Of course.
Find out if he does.
Is there anything else we need to know?
Catch CBS Sports senior NFL writer Pete Prisco every Friday afternoon on The Franchi Show. Brought to you by Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles.
Buer Air Conditioning presents Are You Cool?
Today's challenger, a corporate management manager from Jacksonville, Florida. Meet Les Blankston.
Hi, Bob.
That is a remarkably beige suit there, Les. Tell us, why are you on the show?
Well, I just replaced my old air conditioner with a new one from Buer, and I'm just so comfortable these days. I wondered, am I cool now?
Let's find out, Les. Go ahead and spin the wheel.
That's right, Les. By upgrading your old AC to a more energy-efficient model from Buer Air Conditioning, you'll save money, save energy, and proudly show your family that you are cool.
Ooh, do you think I should get a mohawk?
Pace yourself, Les.
Stay cooler with Buer.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Go for it. Take your base. The only thing worse than a pitcher running out of gas on the mound is your old phone running out of storage for your photos in the stands.
Goodbye. Home run.
Switch to Verizon and get a great deal on a new iPhone 15 Pro with tons of storage for all the ballpark pics you want. Just trade in your iPhone, any model, in any condition, so you'll feel like you're winning. even when your team's not. Trade in any iPhone in any condition for a great deal on iPhone 15 Pro with unlimited Ultimate and all the storage you need. Get the network you want on the iPhone you love, only on Verizon.
Dave Binion here with my son Ammon, who is the air duct cleaning manager at Zero Res. So Ammon, you may notice a little rattle in my voice and some puffiness in my eyes. That's because allergy season is coming on. Can Zero Res help?
Yes, your health has a lot to do with the air you breathe. A clean and healthy home begins with clean air. At Zero Res, we can help clean the air in your home by cleaning your air ducts, cleaning the coils in your HVAC units, and fogging the system with a powerful antimicrobial that helps kill and control the growth of microorganisms in your air. We also have options for maintaining your clean air with our excellent inline air purifier and UV lights that will help keep your system clean and healthy. At Zero Res, we are more than just air duct cleaners. We're a clean air specialist.
Have Zero Res air duct specialists out, and right now we'll give you $50 off your air duct cleaning, and while we're at it, we'll give you $50 off your dryer vent cleaning. Zero Res.
Spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
CEROREC. Zero Res.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Look, last week I recognized I had made a difference. No, it wasn't saving a puppy from a well or pulling an old lady out of a burning building. Remarkable as those would have been, this one was pretty cool as well. I saw a hacker and he was down 45 pounds thanks to Awaken 180, and it was awesome. Well, why was it awesome? Well, he thanked me for introducing him to Awaken 180. So I'm not only able to watch him have that same transformation that I had, but I know I had a bit part in helping someone make a 180 with their life, and it inspired me to continue sharing mine. From Matt Hayes to Hacker and hundreds of listeners, every story is uniquely inspiring. If you have questions, feel free to ask me about Awaken 180. I'm happy to answer all of them, and just maybe you will be the next Awaken 180 success story. Call Awaken 180 today at 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800, or schedule your consultation online at awaken180weightloss.com.
This is the flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM and FM. Jacksonville Beach. 1010XL. Home sweet home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On April 11, 1965, Jack Nicklaus wins the second of his 6 Masters titles in Augusta, beating Gary Player and Arnold Palmer by a record 9 strokes.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry, this free examination, normally $199, is yours for free and good only through Sunday. For your free examination, call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Call now.
There are only a few things the government does well, and processing passports is not one of them. Hello, it's Congressman Aaron Bean, and taking care of constituents in Northeast Florida is a top priority. If you need help with that passport, the VA, Social Security, or any federal agency, call my office, 904-557-9550, or visit bean.house.gov. I'm Congressman Aaron Bean, and serving you is what we do. Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam.
Your cooling system isn't working. Maybe somebody showed up with a portable electronic device. Then they discussed with you what your options are. Maybe they gave you an estimate that seems like an awful lot of money. What's the smart thing to do? When the situation merits a second opinion, get a Mike Merritt opinion. Yes, the Mike Merritt Comfort Team shows up with hand tools. We've never been able to fix an air conditioning problem with a tablet. Mike Merritt has been the trusted name for more than 30 years because there's never any hocus pocus. The Merritt team will walk you through the diagnostic steps up close and personal and show you exactly what you need. And the Mike Merritt price is likely to be far less because there's never an overtime charge, and the Merritt team doesn't work on commission. So remember, when it comes to the health of your cooling system, a second opinion can only help, and a Mike Merritt opinion can save you money. Florida license CACO 50384.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Coogan Nation. Time to rise and shine and start your day with Duval Sports Media Big Steppers. Dan Hicken. You know it! Jeff Prosser.
It's a big deal.
Gosh, it sure is a big deal.
And E to the T.
E.T. is in the booth.
It's going to be a cackle of despair here in a couple hours. Get this wheel locked up here and get that thing spun today. Morning, friend.
Stop by, say, Jeffrey.
Biggest second thoughts on what you allowed yesterday?
Man, that damn diaper. That diaper wall. I ain't really going for that, man.
Well said. I mean, you know, there's no reason to get all excited, raise your voice, make a big scene. Man, that diaper, I ain't down with that. Our guy in there somehow, Hicken leaned him into putting a diaper on, walking up to the Jiffy store. That would, listen, you gotta want, you know, that's only a 1 in 5 chance, buddy.
I know, man, but I got bad luck sometimes with stuff like this, man.
So here's what we landed on. None good options. He had to take a blow-up doll out on a date. And Hick and Yoda and I'll be sure to be at the table next to him. Good evening, sir. It's a lovely date.
Thank you.
Gonna put him in goal with the Iceman. You ever put on ice skates?
No.
So that'll make it funner. We have spiders / snakes on there in some form or fashion. His biggest fear is going to be confronted. We'll keep it safe. The idea is to stress yourself as a man. Safety always is the number one goal.
Man, how did I get into this crap, bro?
We got the diaper walk.
That's the one right there.
Dueling right up Hogan Road. A half a mile.
You just all tickled over there. I can't get
the visual out of my mind.
Dog just giggling over there.
You're walking right up the daggone road like Tarzan, man.
I'm sprinting so fast.
I'm going to sprint. He said, that might be better. Somebody will call the damn cops. Man, I got
it. See that, baby? That's a fast baby.
I got a dude sprinting up the road in a diaper.
Got him.
Oh.
Got him.
And then we're gonna do the jelly beans. By the way, are the last one. Everyone's spoken. We just did the run. I can't re-rack the run.
All right. So was that 4 or 5?
That's 5. And jelly beans, I've done the jelly beans. It's like one of the first ones we did. You know what that is?
Yeah, it's just a mystery bean. We don't know what it is.
Yeah. You don't know. And you could get lucky, man. You could get lucky 5 times and not get.
Oh, wait, I got to eat 5 jelly beans?
Yeah, you got to spin them 5 times. 5, yeah.
I thought it was
No, it's 5. You spin 5 different.
Oh, man.
But odds are you're only going to get 2 or 3 that are the bad one. But the bad ones are bad, boy. I had to do them. And I don't want to turn people's stomach at 6:06 in the morning, so I won't say some of the flavors that I got stuck with. But let's just say you have an option of caramel. It could be caramel or it could be dirty socks. Ooh. It could be lemon or it could be rotten egg. And, buddy, when I tell you how they are able to concoct these exact flavors, I speak from experience. They can. The best one, though, was, like, the bad one was toothpaste, and that didn't bother me. I mean, it was intense, like you put a dab of toothpaste on, but that, it makes me kind of queasy to say, but there is a vomit flavor. So, anywho, listen, I wish the best for you. Which one do you want? You got to pick one of the 5. Which one do you want? Jelly bean?
No, I mean I go on a date with the dog.
There you go.
For the show.
That'd be good. Good for the brand. I know, bro. I feel you. Listen, it's all first, and if you're lucky, only time you've had your soul sapped. I mean, ours has been dinged down to a pile of rubble at this stage. So, man, I have caused some bad luck as a what's going on here? When it comes to the weather, man. My Braves got rained out again yesterday. They've had like 3 or 4 rainouts already. And when you're all jazzed and juiced to go with the start of the new season, I don't need that. I want to be able to watch my team anyway. Let's just go to a different part of the state where you find Augusta, Georgia, site of this year's Masters. So let me be the first to throw the wet blanket on you this morning if you're just getting up and at 'em and you have big plans of grabbing a cup of coffee and settling in for some Masters coverage as the best golfers in the world take their turns on one of the best golf courses in the world. And it's ugly out of the gates here, boys and girls. Straight up right now, 91% chance of rain. It's raining, the wind's blowing 20 miles an hour. Scattered thunder storms up until 7, where it becomes isolated thunderstorms. And then you have scattered, and the key word here is thunderstorm. If you just had 50% chance of rain and blowing wind, oh well, those are the breaks. But when the thunderstorms come and the horn blows, there are definite winners and losers from what's going to be a weather-impacted first round. And if you got a morning tee time and you're trying to get up and at them and you go and they send you out and you play 2 holes and the lightning blows in and they blow the horn, they bring in, and then you wait for 45 minutes, an hour, and then you got a little bit of a window and you know full well that your window is only going to be X amount. They send you back out on the course. You play another 5, 6, 7 holes and bing, there goes the weather alarm again and they bring you back in. The afternoon dude's just going to see their times pushed back, but they're not going to have to deal with all that. Now, the other side comes the afternoon guys, which would include Tiger Woods, are going to be forced to play extra golf tomorrow. So if you're a morning guy, yeah, it's kind of a loss because you're going to be start-stop probably. I'm not saying this definitely, because by the time you get to noon, 11 a.m., we're down to 17% chance of rain. The winds blow. Then it's only 15% chance. And then we're just partly clouded. The weather turns nice from that point on. So really push everything back. Maybe 3.5 hours. Inevitably, they're going to be afternoon guys that don't get to finish. So they're going to have to turn around on short rest and play early in the morning and then take up their normal assigned morning tee time. So I guess if you're luckiest, you don't go till like 10, 15, 11 today. Then you're pretty much, once you start your golf, you're going to play without stopping. If you have one of those first few tee times, it's going to be listen. If you golf and you golf in the rain, it's just no fun, man. Just no fun. That's why if you live here and it's raining and you got golf plans, just cancel. You got too many pretty days in the year than to go slodge through it if you don't have to.
Man, so Scottie's wife, Scottie Scheffler, his wife, pregnant.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
What would happen if he withdraws from the Masters?
That's a good question. I don't know what tact he would take there. Is she like literally any day now?
1 to 3 weeks.
Well, I'm sure the hope is that doesn't happen. Yeah, Sam Burns also, by the way, has a wife who is due within the next 3 weeks. 1 to 3 weeks. It's not like 2 to 4 days,
Yeah.
you know? I mean, 1 to 3 weeks.
I think they could get through the Masters.
I wonder. Like, if you're Scottie Scheffler and you're leading the Masters and you get the call Saturday evening. Ooh. What do do?
You finish that Masters, baby.
I think you do.
And then you name that baby
You name him Augusta. I think you do, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, I think your wife would want you to. It's not their first child, right? You know, so, and also, by the way, different strokes for different folks when it comes to those things.
Yeah.
There's, listen, it wasn't long ago that the cliche was the dad was out in the hallway with the cigars, right? And he doesn't go in and see mom until everything's done, cleaned up, and she's there with a bundle of joy. Now it's much more interactive. I don't know. I was in there for birth of both of my children, or I should say both. The 2 births, so to speak, but 3 kids with the twins along the way. So I would think, you know, again, I don't know. I don't know what their deal is. I know just me personally, if I'm leading the Masters after, honey, I love you, give the baby a kiss. I'll see you tomorrow as soon as I can get done.
Baby, I'm going to have $1 million cash for you when I see you.
Yeah, try 4.5.
Oh, she getting $1 million cash.
I hope that blanket you got them wrapped in is green. Green is going to be the color of the day on Sunday. From the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. What I want to know is, who does the doll belong to? And is there going to be some jealousy? I will assure Guggen Nation that 3 fine, upstanding men like ourselves, there's no ownership of said doll. It'll have to be ordered. So anyway, expect your Masters this morning early to be stopped and started with the rain, but it does look like by the time you get to about 11 noon, things should clear out for the rest of the day. You'll see how on track they can get, and then turn the attention to the rest of the week. Just taking a quick glance here is what we can expect. Moving on tomorrow, a sunny, it's beautiful after today. Tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. You got highs in the 70s by Sunday or low 80s. No chance of rain. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. The wind will blow, and so that'll make things even testier, especially on and around the greens. But it's going to be kind of a sloggy start out of the gates. And we will keep you up to date as to when balls go on the ground and any early scoring that might happen. The Masters are one of those men stuck somewhere in the 1950s. Think it's okay to start their live coverage at 3 in the afternoon. Ugh. How annoying. It's 2024, man. Something as big and as exciting as the Masters, you ought to be able to turn it on the ESPN Golf Channel, wherever it is. You ought to be able to turn it on at 7:30 in the morning, watch every daggum shot. And I know you can stream it certain places out there. You can go to ESPN3, you can go to masters.org. I get all that. Like the broadcast coverage today, I don't think starts till 3 o'clock. But I guess we should be lucky. E.T., believe it or not, well into my life, never saw the front 9 at Augusta.
Really?
Yeah, they start the coverage in the afternoon, and you watch the back 9. I mean, they didn't. You never saw early in the round coverage at Augusta. It's just been in the last 30 years probably that they've gone to at least. With the, it's like Sunday afternoon, the leaders, you'd pick them up. They'd show you the highlights. This was Scottie Scheffler on 2. Let's pick them up on 9 when the coverage begins. So anyway, there's that. I take this out of the re-signing of Josh Allen, which was announced, and he met the media yesterday. You're going to hear a bunch from him coming up next segment. And I'm combining that with what the Jaguars may do on draft night, and the common wisdom seems to be it'll be receiver or corner. And then I started thinking back to the last 5-6 Super Bowls. And sure, the things that flash to your mind are Patrick Mahomes or Matthew Stafford or Tom Brady winning another one. And rightly they should. Then I started thinking about another important aspect of football. And I wonder, how much does that play in? And I do this realizing that the Jaguars, it took that second to last game where they had 6-7 sacks for them to even beat my sack bet of 35. They ended up on 40. It's not near good enough. I know they added Eric Armstead already. More on that in a second. But first, back to the original point. You know who was second in the NFL in sacks last year?
Josh Allen.
No, team sacks.
Team?
It was the Chiefs.
Okay.
Did they win the Super Bowl?
Yes, they did.
49ers, were they in the Super Bowl?
They were.
Yeah, they were also top 10. The Chiefs had 57 sacks. The 49ers had 48. Who played in the Super Bowl the previous year, E? Do you remember? Was it the Chiefs and the Eagles, wasn't it?
That's correct. Eagles led the way that year with like 70 or something. Right?
Eagles were number 1 in the NFL in sacks that year with 70. You know who's number 2?
I'm going to say the Chiefs.
The Chiefs. Huh. Smell a trend here. Let's go to 2021. That would have been what? Rams?
That's Matt Stafford and them?
Yeah, that's Rams over the Bengals. Who was third in the NFL with 50 sacks that year?
Would it be the Chiefs?
No, it'd be your Super Bowl champion Rams.
Oh, okay.
2020, that's what? Tom Brady?
Oh, the Bucks.
Yeah, that's Brady and the Bucks. Who was fifth in sacks in 2020?
I'm gonna go with them Bucks.
It was the Bucks. You guys spot a trend here? Yeah, it's great to have Tom Brady. It's great to have Matthew Stafford. It's great to have Patrick Mahomes. But let me tell you something else the Super Bowl champion had each of the last 5 years. They were top 5 in the NFL in sacks. We're terrible getting to the passer. And as much as corner and receiver are a need in a very deep draft for those two positions, if, say, Jared Verse falls to 17, and you can put out a pass rushing lineup of Josh Allen on one end, Jared Verse on the other, with Trayvon Walker and Eric Armstead on the inside. And by the way, we haven't gotten to Devon Hamilton yet. We haven't gotten to Roy Harris yet. Man, I don't know. What if you go from 40 sacks to 55 sacks? Would the win total be greater than if Trevor went from 24 touchdowns to 35? I kind of think it would. I kind of think if the Jags had 55 sacks, I think if they had 55 sacks last year, they would have been a playoff team. Do you go that route? I'm not even saying that it's the perfect route you should go. I don't know, but I'm wondering if it doesn't make more sense than perhaps we think. And yeah, I know there's a lot of you out there going, no, duh. I've been screaming for Jared Verse all along. I don't think there's an edge rusher there, ET, that you take if Jared Verse doesn't fall there. He can fall there. You don't go reaching for somebody. Look, if you love like Byron Murphy, the big defensive tackle at Texas, and you want to put him in there, but that's not the same position. We're talking about something else. I'm not so sure about that one, having added Armstead, having Roy Harris, and they're still high on Devon Hamilton, who got sidetracked a year by injury, and there could still be a very high ceiling. So defensive tackle at number 17, the more I think about it, the less sense it makes, even if it's a great player. Edge rusher, though, that's a different animal. And again, perhaps a little bit outside the box. Perhaps. Is there a greater need for a dominant offensive lineman there? Or you just and maybe maybe that's the case. I don't think you go interior offensive lineman there. I don't know for sure though. Probably think you wait and you got to hit on one of those guys a little later in the draft. And that's what it comes down to, right? In fairness, you take away the C.J. Henderson, Caleb Chase on first round, and the Jags have done okay with these first-round picks. They've gotten Trevor. They've gotten ETN. They've gotten Trayvon Walker. Anton Harrison looks like he's going to be a solid foundation here. So they've done pretty good there. And with the 17th pick, you'd like to hope and think that they're going to be able to both address a need and get a really good player there. So I'm not so – it's the later rounds, man. I promoted this storyline before last year's draft, or even after the draft, when we were just loaded up with all these picks from round 4 to round 7, right? We had a ton of picks, but they were all late, round 4 to round 7. And I went back and reminded everyone, well, listen, maybe it's better just to have more, darts thrown at the board there, because – our history of drafting between rounds 4 and 7 has to be the worst in the history of any sport. We have to be the worst late round drafting team in the history of modern professional sports. Every single franchise in every professional sport, I would argue, or at least suggest, has done better drafting in late rounds than the Jaguars, counting every single year. We stink, man. The impact players that this franchise has gotten from rounds 4 to 7 is pitiful. Pitiful. When arguably the best of those late round selections in, I will remind you, 30 years of drafting, almost, would be a kicker, Josh Goby, Telvin Smith, Bobby McCray gave you one double-digit sack year, Rob Meyer, man, plodded along. Tell me who they are. Over 100 picks. We're like 3-4% effectiveness, man. So a couple things need to happen. You doggone better nail rounds 1 and 2. It's a deep draft at places that you need to pick up talent. And then, man, let's just get lucky, cover our eyes, throw some darts that actually hit. Because the performance of the late rounds in Jacksonville, Florida, has been the pits. All right, let's come back and talk to the opposite of the pits, the pinnacle, and that's what last year was in Josh Allen's career, and he assures us that by his measure, it's only the beginning. So hear from the newest multi-millionaire on the Jaguars roster, his thoughts on his new deal, and since we haven't spoken to him since the season ended, other storylines that percolate around this franchise. Lots more football talk as we move through this Thursday morning. Tracking the progress at the Masters. Again, weather is a big storyline. We'll keep you up to date as to when and if and when they get started and what the schedule looks like. Again, it looks like by about noon today, things clear out, and it's sunny skies and fair weather, and they ought to be certainly completely back on track by the end of round 2. But it's going to be kind of a sketchy start, that's for sure. All right, an unbelievable fact that I picked up from John Calipari's introductory news conference at Arkansas. And if you didn't hear this, if you didn't see this stat/fact, it may be the most impactful Shazam spotlight of the still newly minted 2024. So I got that as well when we return. So glad you're up and at 'em with us. 641-1010. That's the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. That is also the phone line here into the studio, and the email address is thedrill@1010xl.com. It's a custom tree surgeon's Thursday. The bad weather isn't reserved for our neighbors to the north. We're going to have a stormy one around here, and whenever you have tree damage or issues, then you know who to call. My friends at Custom Tree Surgeons and CustomTreeSurgeons.com.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
And now, the starting lineup.
The Drill Mornings. Jaguars today, 10 to noon. Helmets and heels. Noon to 2. XL Primetime. 2 to 4. The Frangie Show. 4 to 6. Into the night with Rick Ballou and Hacker. After dark. Evenings on 1010XL.
Mia here, and if you want low payments, then you've got to go to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned and save today. How does this sound? Just $500 down and only $288 per month gets you a pre-owned 2021 Toyota Corolla. Or you choose a pre-owned 2021 Camry, RAV4, or Tacoma for just $500 down and $388 per month. Plus Arlington's Credit for Everyone program and 30-day exchange. Don't wait, save thousands and shop arlingtontoyota.com today.
This is Hayes Carline for QC Kinetics. The future of medicine is here at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. If you're tired of achy joints, if your joint pain is keeping you from doing what you love, you need to call QC Kinetics now. They've got 2 great locations. Call for a free consultation at 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. And go see them, Mandarin and Ponte Vedra. You can get in. They've got availability. You need to give them a call. Stop dealing with pain in your hips and your shoulders and your knees. Steroids, surgery, drugs, these are no longer your best options. Regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics is transforming lives with innovative treatments that deliver lasting results. Give QC Kinetics a call today. Again, 904-274-5522. Go see them in Mandarin and Ponte Vedra. That's QC Kinetics.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Spring is here, and that means your to-do list just got longer. But don't stress, everyone. The good folks at Fenwick Home Services have you covered 24/7 with cooling and plumbing solutions to fit any budget. From minor upgrades to major repairs, whatever problem you're staring down. The pros at Fenwick get it done and get it done right the first time. Spring is also a great time to schedule your AC tune-up to avoid costly breakdowns. Fenwick certified technicians will inspect your system to make sure it runs efficiently and remove buildup and dust, pollen, and dander so you can breathe easier. Book now at FenwickHomeservices.com/radio.
There's something that binds us all. The constant hunger to improve. The obsession with every detail. And the reward of a custom fitting taking your game to a whole new level. We're all bound by two words said by golfers worldwide. Schedule your fitting at Edwin Watts Golf Shops. Find your local store at worldwidegolf.com. Get there.
Weekends were made for sports, and I'll tell you my take on this weekend's best options. Hicken here. Watch for Weekend with Dan on YouTube and Facebook. Weekend with Dan is brought to you by Stone Core. We do outdoors better.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 5-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year, and right now graduate making over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or no student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only costs are the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org, and you can apply there.
Apply by May 23rd.
Imagine the perfect outdoor living space. A beautiful stone kitchen, waterfall, fire pit, pergola, stone walkway. Now there's one place to bring all of your design ideas to life. The Art of Natural Stone on Beach Boulevard and also by Bartram Springs.
Discover the difference that local expertise makes at First Coast Lighting and Fans. Visit their showroom at the Avenues and browse high-quality products to match your desire for elegance, quality, and uniqueness at First Coast Lighting and Fans.
We're in Florida, and pest problems are persistent. Want them gone? Mission accomplished with Mission Pest Solutions. Veteran and locally owned and operated, Mission Pest will blow your mind with their communication and response time for all your pest, termite, and mosquito needs. Text or call 904-944-PEST. You'll speak directly with the owners. Mention 1010XL when you call 944-PEST. You'll get 25% off your initial pest or termite protection service. Mission accomplished with Mission Pest Solutions.
When you step into a courtroom, you're stepping into a fight. Someone wins, someone loses. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we've got the experience you want in your corner if you or a loved one suffer a personal injury or a wrongful death. We're here to fight for you. So if you get hit, hit back with Hastings Injury Law, offices Jacksonville. Find us on the web at 904hitback.com or call our 24-hour helpline, 904-HITBACK.
Best Bet is number one. That's right. Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine have one-card poker, the fastest and easiest card game to learn and play. Play one card at a time, and the highest card wins even money. If the card values are the same, it's time for war. Just like the game you remember. You must be 18 years or older to play. More at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
I love this job, man. I mean, primarily because I love sports, and the reason I love sports is just that you've never seen it all, man. So I'm following baseball yesterday without the Atlanta Braves. The Braves have a day game today. I don't like this either. They rescheduled that Mets rain out yesterday for September 26th. Shout out Mrs. P. That's her birthday. But,
shout out.
Yeah. But I don't like that, man. You put the game, you squeeze it into the end of the year as the season's ending. You stress the pitching arms more. No, just play a doubleheader today. You got a day game today. Play 2 and get out and stay on schedule. But they won't. They're scheduled to play an afternoon game today in Atlanta. That weather in Augusta, I would assume, is similar to what's in Atlanta. So by the time they play, they should be okay, I would think. But it's another Major League Baseball story that caught my eye yesterday. And you can't make this stuff up. Little did we know, and in fairness, every day is National Something Day, and in some cases, it's National A Bunch of Things Day. Quick Google search for me in there, ET. Go to your Google machine, and what today is National What Day? I don't know how you ask the Google machine to tell you that, but every day is National Hot Dog Day, National Ice Cream Day, National 4-leaf clover day. There's a national something every day. You know what yesterday was? It was National Siblings Day, as we celebrate our brothers and sisters. There's a pair of siblings that play for the Cleveland Guardians, Josh Naylor and his younger brother, Bo Naylor. And Naylors they are. They both hit home runs in the same inning yesterday for the Cleveland Guardians. Cleveland beat the White Sox 7-6. Naylor and his brother Bo on National Siblings Day homered not in the same game, both homered in the same inning. Oh, by the way, they also delivered the RBI hits in the 10th inning for Cleveland's rally to a victory. National Siblings Day and brothers, but it's only happened like 5 times in Major League history. Let me add this. The second time they've done this. They did it another time, a day that wasn't National Siblings Day. And there are like 4 or 5 other brothers that have done it more than once in the same inning. But, yeah, you can't make it up. Is today National Anything Day?
It's like National 12 things today.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's National Barbershop Quartet Day, National Dog Therapy Appreciation Day, Global Day to End Child Sexual Abuse.
Well, that's every day, by the way. Right? Just a note, a life lesson. That's every day.
National Cheese Fondue Day, National Clean Up Your Pantry Day, National 8-Truck Tape Day. There's a bunch of them.
What are we doing, by the way?
National James Day, National Pet Day, National Poutine Day.
Poutine. What in the world, man?
National Ranch Water Day.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, do we really let's ask ourselves some hard questions here as a society. Do we really need a National Ranch Water Day? All right. The Naylor brothers homering in the same inning on National Siblings Day was not the craziest thing that I saw yesterday. It's time for today's Shazam Spotlight. I told you, I'm going to put it, you can agree or disagree, I'm putting it as the early clubhouse leader. Not even early. We're a quarter of the way through the year, I guess, and I'm going to put this at the top of the power poll of the Shazams, and we've had some good ones so far this year, but this one I couldn't believe. I'm watching John Calipari's introductory press conference at Arkansas yesterday, and I know he's prone to embellishment and drama. That guy can command a room, man. He's awesome when you introduce him there in front of the high-ranking boosters and the money men and the athletic support staff and the AD. They love him, man. He's a politician, shake hands, quippery, one-liners. So something that he said yesterday drew giggles from the crowd, and he had to correct him. He's talking about, the goal here and what he thinks he can do, and he goes, but we got to get started. I met with the team today, and there is no team. And they're like, oh. He goes, no, I'm serious. There were 3 guys in there. And then I said, oh, there's old John Calipari embellishing again. No, right now the Arkansas basketball roster officially has 1 player on it. He met with 3 guys yesterday, 3 walk-ons. One of those is officially on the team. Every other Arkansas player is either graduated, moved on, transferred in the portal, or put themselves up for the NBA draft. Now, some of those players could ultimately opt to come back, to return. But he's literally going to have to throw together a roster in the next 5 months. If anybody can do that, though, it's John Calipari. But today's Shazam Spotlight, my guy just left Kentucky and took a job that has literally no players. I don't know if anyone's ever been introduced at a press conference without a roster. Like it's an expansion team. But that's today's Shazam Spotlight, brought to you by ShazamAuto.com. Josh Allen introduced yesterday. Got into so much about his year last year, the contract negotiations, the emotions of going through it. And then there's the one question, cut 12, ET. The question that we all, really you want to ask, and this speaks to maybe the cynics of performance in a contract year and some of those narratives. How do you live up to this contract?
So for me, it's to get back in that lab, figure out get back to doing what I do, training with a purpose, training with the mindset of that I am the best. And if they want to, we got a big target on our back.
As for the contract year performance, cut 17, ET. Look, Josh Allen came in as a double-digit sack guy, except for a year where he's injured, 7.5, 8 sacks. He's always been, at worst, a decent pass rusher, and his best last year, an unbelievable one. So to all the cynics who saw those 17.5 and immediately associate it with contract year, Allen was asked yesterday what led to this incredible jump in production.
So last year, breaking the single-season sack record wasn't because it was a contract year. Thankfully, it was a contract year, but if it was 2-3 years ago, I would have done it. You know what I mean? But it's just figuring everything out and putting the pieces together, building that confidence back up that I feel like I lost because I didn't live up to expectations that I know I could. So it's investing in the hair, investing into your body a little bit more than what you usually do and being okay with the results that come with it. So for me, it's to, all right, that worked for me. Let me do it again.
All right, part of that, do that again, is don't forget, remember he stayed away from the team in OTAs. He worked out on his own. Talked about his training in Arizona and how that helped a trampoline effect into what was probably the best individual season by a Jaguars defender ever.
Because, I go train in Arizona, and I feel like that process got me to perform at a very high level, that got me mentally, physically ready to compete and to perform. And so for me, I was like, I got to get out there, I got to do this, but not knowing what my contract situation was going to be like. So my wife was really just like, Josh, take care of your body, trust the process, and just stay to grind. And when the time comes, the time will come when you need to go out there. So for me, it was just having the right mental headspace and staying focused and staying committed to what I do best and, staying in shape.
5 years, $150 million. $88 million guarantee. Those were the numbers attached to the deal that was announced, and then a couple days ago, and then immediately yesterday with the press conference. Look, if you think that the goal was to have a great year, get paid, it goes deeper than that for Josh Allen.
Job's not done yet, and that's why I want to tell the fan base, I'm extremely blessed and honored to get this paycheck or to get these checks, but I have to, I still set goals for myself. I was Defensive Player of the Year is my next goal. Winning a Super Bowl, being the MVP of it.
And so to that end, cut 19, individual goals are very real if this 5 years of this contract go anything at all like last year did.
Coming here getting drafted, I wanted to be the best defensive player to ever come out of Jacksonville history. And, I got 5 more years to keep stacking and stacking and stacking. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited for it. And whoever tries to come get my record, it's going to be a very tall task, and I'm going to make it very hard for them.
I saw the numbers. I think is he 8 sacks behind Tony Brackens for all time? He's within 10. He's certainly going to be. Look, give me career sacks for 17.5, 27.5, another 14, 41.5, another. He's probably got about 44, 45 sacks maybe. Did I leave out a year? Maybe
45.
All right, 45 sacks.
Brackens got 55.
55. So he's 10 behind the all-time. So at 45, all right, I'm sure there is a goal not stated yesterday in the press conference to get to 100 sacks in your career.
Mm-hmm. That is a goal for all defensive ends.
Right. Yeah. So you're in the prime of your career. You just got a 5-year deal. You're sitting on 55 or 45. I can do the math here. That's 55 divided by 5. That's 11 a year. Is that living up to that contract, ET, if that's the average? Right?
Yeah.
It's there. What we want to see, what we see from the greats that get paid like this is 17.5, then 14.5, then 18, then 16. That's what the studs are doing, right? Josh Allen has one of those on his resume. And let's see, and thankfully, and I'm in line with what he says, man, and I get the cynicism. I'm a sports fan more than a journalist. I'm a sports fan more than an analytics expert, okay? I do not buy that Josh Allen's performance was motivated by money. I think it was motivated by wanting to be his best, wanting to get better, figuring stuff out, as he said yesterday, both on the football field and just kind of in life. And hopefully that headspace remains, and this contract doesn't do anything but spur him to even more. All right, there's also this little issue of the AFC South. That is kind of completely flip-flopped from a year ago. Well, not completely flip-flopped. It's not like the Jags are projected to be in fourth place, but not considered to be the leader, that's for sure, based on what the Houston Texans have done this offseason. Even though this is quote-unquote an addition. I don't know how to say it. I mean, you kept it, but we knew it all along. So this isn't like, some new bump to what our offseason is, but it does get a very important player, under control for the next 5 years. Meanwhile, the AFC South, compared to a year ago, is much tougher. So Josh was asked yesterday how he sees the division competition. ET cut 13.
Now you look at our division, it's gotten a lot more competitive, which I love, which brings a lot more national media to our division. We have when you look at every team has a premier quarterback. Now you look at the receiving core, you look at the offensive lines, you look at the running back rooms. Everybody's competing for the AFC South, and I still believe we're top dogs, and and I'm going to believe that.
The draft is next week, isn't it? It's next week.
Yeah, Thursday, right?
Next Thursday is the draft, and then after that, we get to one of my favorite days of the year, man. I love this day. I think I talked about it last year. I probably talk about it every year at this time. I love schedule release day. Mm-hmm. I love it. It's one of my favorite NFL days of the year. I prefer schedule release day to the draft. It's not even close. I love getting the particulars. I love seeing the roadmap. I love seeing who's getting the Thanksgiving games and the Christmas games and the Monday Night Football and the Sunday Night Football. The Jags last year got some prime time. They had the national Buffalo game, and not prime time, but it's a national game. They had the New Orleans game on Thursday. They had the 2 home games against Baltimore and Cincinnati. How many primetime games do the Jags get this year?
No more than 2.
Yeah, I think 2.
Yep.
I bet you the Texans-Jags get put somewhere. Now, the beauty with the flex now, and they flex everything, is that if you get down to business and do what you're, quote, supposed to do, and you can work your way into some more primetime opportunities late in the year. But, Trevor, if the Jags are winning, they become a big draw because they've got the quarterback, right? Got a number 1 pick at quarterback. If you're winning and you're being successful, you're going to get your spotlight, that's for sure. All right, before we go to break and come back with a football fix, and it does not look good for Rashee Rice, the receiver for the Chiefs, who just, I don't know, man. Brain freeze? Racing cars on main highways in Dallas, led to a terrible accident, multiple people injured, and they're coming at him. I'll give you the details on that when we come back on the other side. Before we go to break, shout out to using the old-fashioned way, the email address, thedrill@1010xl.com. So, when is National Irritated by Fake Holidays Day coming? Touche. Back with a football fix and more. You're listening to The Drill on a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
This is Brent Musburger's Visa in Action update on 1010XL. Brought to you by Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Scottie Scheffler, the 4-1 favorite to win the Masters at Augusta National that tees off today. Rory McIlroy 10-1, Jon Rahm 11-1. Live golfers, top finisher, Jon Rahm plus 260, Bryson DeChambeau 5-1, Joaquin Niemann plus 550. Will a live golfer win the green jacket? No, the favorite at minus 330. Download your free 30-page Masters betting primer at vsin.com. Tampa Bay Lightning on home ice today against Ottawa as a $2.05 favorite. Senators plus 170, 6.5 over the total. And then Winans on the mound today for the Braves, another 70 home favorite against the Mets, 9 over at Truist Park. Free betting splits available at vsin.com/splits. With your action update, Mike Sennett, 1010XL.
Attention all business owners. The raining season is coming and it's important to ensure that your property storm drains are free from debris and functioning properly. That's where Duck Rooter comes in. Our powerful VACCon truck can effectively clean out your storm drains and prevent costly damage to your property from flooding. Don't let clogged storm drains ruin your business and reputation. Call Duck Rooter today to schedule a cleaning before the rains hit. 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com, then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. With the weather starting to turn for the better, look ahead. Get that backyard ready for spring with a new screened-in enclosure. Maximize the space you have and make it great with Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. They truly are best in the business. If you have the space and the idea, give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh boy, the Masters is here. Tiger is back in the field, and some of the live guys are playing for a major again. E to the T here, and if you haven't signed up for my bookie, you need to sign up now. This is going to be must-see TV, and you can bet long odds for big sweats and straight cash, homie. Outright winners, first-round leaders, and live betting, too. I'm telling you, if you haven't signed up yet for my bookie, do it now for Masters Week. Could the weather in Augusta cause some chaos? Take advantage of that. Make some cash. And even if the Masters has started, you can live bet with long odds through Sunday afternoon. Getting started is simple. Sign up today at MyBookie and use promo code 1010XL to secure your first deposit bonus of 50%. It's simple. Just use promo code 1010XL to claim that 50% bonus. $50 minimum, of course. This is one of the most fun betting times of the year. It's MyBookie, baby. Come on, somebody.
Bring your guns and bring your hoses, and we're ready to put up some punches. It's Guns and Hoses Charity Boxing. It's back. It's that time. Bell time. In fact, 6:30, Saturday, April 20th. Join us at UNF Arena. Dan and I there for the millionth year in a row. It is so much fun, this charity boxing, and it's serious, and it's fun, and it's impactful, and you're going to have a great time. By the way, street party before and after the event. Make it a day. Saturday, April 20th. Bell time, 6:30, UNF Arena. Guns and Hoses.
I'm Hacker. Get more Gators on the Gator Bites podcast presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists with new episodes every Wednesday. Subscribe and listen by searching for 1010XL Florida Gator Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or TuneIn.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer. Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mocama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect Pilsners and Lagers, matching memories and some Mocama magic is what it's all about. Mocama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mocama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
Well, I'd like to think that you know this already, and I sure hope you have experienced it if you're a pet owner. Because if you're a pet owner, there is only one place that gets you the peace of mind that you want, and it's a perfect name. It's Pet Paradise. It's the ultimate home away from home for your four-leg family member. Whether your pet prefers a splash in the pool or just making new friends,
Pet Paradise's team of pet lovers now, pet-loving pros, going to ensure the most important pet in your world has a great visit, whether it's day camp or an overnight stay. Oh, by the way, inside these ultra-modern facilities, dotting the First Coast, I believe 8 or 9 locations now, it's always any and everything you need under one roof. They have professional grooming services, veterinary services with New Day Veterinary Care. At Pet Paradise, it's top shelf customer service and treatment for that member of your family, that 4-legged member of your family. So go to Pet Paradise right now. Book an appointment. Find out what they're all about at petparadise.com.
When it comes to towing products, your safety on the road is the priority at Cannons of Jacksonville. Whether it's a heavy-duty tow hitch, trailer frame, wiring, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons has decades of experience to ensure your towing setup is installed with precision and reliability. Visit cannonsofjax.com to explore a range of products and schedule your installation. Cannons of Jacksonville, your trusted partner for a smoother tow.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
He drops. They send 4 only. They hit him. They're going to sack him again. Josh Allen got him again. Back at the 42-yard line. Nice work. The second sack of the day. And the career sack leader for the Jacksonville Jaguars, Josh Allen.
Single season. That is. It was an incredible year for Josh Allen. Man, imagine if you could get 5 years of the production we saw last year. That's hard to do, right? Even the best in the business. But Josh Allen last year tied for second in the NFL in sacks. 17.5. And remember some of those other years, like the problem with like the 7.5 sack year. Did he have a 7.5 sack year where he had like 3 in one game? Like they would come in bunches. Where last year we just got such a consistent approach from like any of the greats, they flare up. But he had 3 at Indy in the season opener. He had 3 at home against Atlanta. 2 weeks later, he had a sack against the Colts. At Pittsburgh, 20-10 win. He had 2 sacks that day. 2.5 big sacks in a win at Houston late in the year. A sack and a half in that Monday nighter at home against Cincinnati. Had 3 in the Carolina win, another sack at Tennessee at the end of the year, 17.5. So he had sacks in of the 17 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of the 17, he had at least a sack. He's made big plays, right, in franchise history. Had touchdowns, Not easy as a defensive end to have touchdowns. He's got multiple.
Interceptions.
Yeah. A really good player who, again, he'll turn 27 in July, man. We're getting a guy going right into his prime. And here's hoping that Trayvon Walker follows suit. He bust out 12-13 this year and gets better and better as the Jaguars. Again, it's so important. We talk all about Mahomes and the quarterbacks and the offensive personnel and these great teams. If you look at the last 5 Super Bowl champions, we did it. Every single without exception, every single team that's won the Super Bowl in the last 5 years has been top 5 in the NFL in sacks, and 4 of the 5 they've been top 3. 40 ain't enough. The draft's in 2 weeks. I mean, I'm rushing my life away. Apparently, got ahead of ourselves, ET. So 2 weeks for the draft. The bait bet has been made, by the way. Captain Kev, hooked up with me yesterday, so we got our Masters picks in there. The feel-good moment yesterday is Gary Woodland. If you don't know the Gary Woodland story, SportsCenter did a long piece on him a week ago. It was really good, but he had brain surgery it was back in the fall. And so he's back and playing, and just that story of how, you go opening up a baseball-sized hole in a man's skull, start operating on his brain. It's amazing that he's even out there. But the par 3 is kind of a family day, so he's got his wife and his 3 kids there, and they're all tooling around on the par 3 contest. It's like family day at the Masters, and Woodland had a hole in one. So that was cool. And he said he played 11 times. He never had one, and he spun one back yesterday. All right, fire up the band, D. We got a football fix. Brought to you by the Sharks on the road this week, but back home on the following Saturday, on the 20th. Big night around town. We got Guns N' Roses that night as well. Get your tickets at jacksharks.com. And by my friends at the Julington Creek Golf Club, you're going to watch that Masters. You're going to get that itch to play golf. Stop and play with the best value in golf at the Julington Creek Golf Club. I said going into the break, it is not getting any better for Rashee Rice, who we learn now is facing 8 charges in relation to that high-speed crash. Aggravated assault. He and another speeding driver caused a recent chain reaction crash. Arrest warrants have been issued for the 23-year-old. Again, the account of aggravated assault, another of collision involving serious bodily injury, and 6 counts of collision involving injury. Rice was driving the Lamborghini when the crash occurred. Arrest warrants for the same charges issued for the other driver who was in a Corvette. I mean, I just can't express how dumb that is, how dangerous that is. All right, Aaron Rodgers, who, remember, after he was initially injured, I'll be back, and I may be even back this year, is now admitting, or at least saying, I don't know if he's high on the ayahuasca. It's ayahuasca season for Aaron Rodgers, so you never quite know, but says he did fear that Achilles injury would perhaps end his career, reflecting on what was a wild year, according to him. Said he had some dark thoughts immediately after that Achilles tear on September 11th. I said, this is it. You don't come back from this injury. I got choked up at one point during an appearance on a podcast that dropped yesterday. The big news, when it came to doling out the cash yesterday was Josh Allen. But they're getting close in Tampa to what is believed will be a record-setting deal. That's with safety Antoine Winfield of the Tampa Bay Bucks, who it looks like it will make him the highest-paid safety. He was first-team All-Pro last year and now on the verge of getting paid like one. And then in the scheduling news that we first had yesterday, late in the show, but we know now who will be the game in Brazil, right? There's the Thursday night opener where they're adding a Friday international game, an historic season opener in Sao Paulo, Brazil. We already knew that the Eagles would be the host there, and we learned yesterday that the Packers will be the opponent. That's Football Fix. You're welcome. Brought to you by the Sharks, brought to you by the Julington Creek Golf Club. The Hicken arrival and more come your way next. You're locked in on the drill. It's Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
How bad do you really feel? I feel pretty good, actually. Why is that? Well, all we had was
1010XL.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry, this free examination, normally $199, is yours for free and good only through Sunday. For your free examination, call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Call now.
Hey, Hicken here from my friends at George Moore Chevrolet. Did you know that April is Car Care Month? Well, every month is Car Care Month at George Moore Chevrolet, but they want to help you get your car ready for the summer. Get that car, get that ride ready to go with a rejuvenating oil change, fresh set of wipers, man. Makes all the difference in the world. For a limited time only, take advantage of an exclusive offer, 10% off when you bundle the oil change and the new wipers together. Where? At George Moore Chevrolet. Why? They got the best certified technicians around. They're committed to delivering top-notch service using only the highest quality products. Keep that vehicle running smooth and safe. Tell them Danny sent you, and your service advisor will take care of you quickly. Go to George Moore Chevrolet's award-winning service department and do it today. George Moore Chevrolet. Together. Let's ride.
I'm Taylor Rose with our Remedy Staffing Westside office off of Normandy Boulevard. We are helping great people find great jobs. Remedy has helped some of the best employers in Jacksonville find talented job seekers like you for over 25 years. Our current job openings range from entry-level distribution center pickers to equipment operators. Apply today at remedygoodjobs.com. Don't wait. Apply at remedygoodjobs.com now.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting. Let me get this thing unwrapped here. Duval!
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. Johns County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Dailies Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, you know, like me. I'm sure there's a Dailies Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Dailies Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Dailies Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
If you've played sports or still lead an active life, chances are joint pain is nothing new. This is Dr. George Barry of Barry Orthopedics, and we like to be your option when it comes to taking care of your body and getting back in the game. From shoulders to elbows to hip and knee pain, Barry Orthopedics can diagnose and treat a variety of injuries that are causing you pain. We are Barry Orthopedics and online at barryorthopedics.com. With more than 30 years of experience, our team is here to care for your entire family.
Find out more at barryorthopedics.com. That's BAHRI orthopedics.com.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by Southern Oak Insurance. On Wednesday, Jaguar linebacker Josh Allen re-signed a 5-year contract with the team. This removed the franchise tag the Jags assigned to him. He had a straightforward message for the media.
I mean, good things come to those who wait.
This year's first round of the Masters gets underway this morning. Last year's winner John Rahm commented on what makes the tournament so special.
The tradition. By being the only venue, we keep coming back year after year. All the traditions, all the shots, all the stories.
Listen for Masters updates throughout the day on Jack Sports Radio 1010XL. Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp were on the winning side of a pitcher's duel against the Charlotte Knights Wednesday afternoon at 1-1 Financial Ballpark. Jumbo Shrimp kept the Knights at bay throughout the final 3 innings of the game. The series continues this evening. First pitch is scheduled for 7:05. At your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, I'm Sam Nelson.
Currently it's 7:04 and it's 70 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Buer Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Buer.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Ladies and gents, please put your hands together as Dan Hicken enters the studio.
You know it! Yes, sir!
Please come now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, say.
Why?
Oh, Nickelback for you.
Close.
Up there.
Put them down to one last breath.
Whoa.
Yeah. Creed, Dano. Creed.
Creed, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
I saw a good movie yesterday.
What'd you see?
It's one of those, behind enemy line type movies, but Land of Bad. It's good.
I've not seen that.
Did you know there's a third Hemsworth brother? I also learned that yesterday.
Who knew?
I can't. If I showed you right now the Hemsworth brothers, could you tell me which one is Chris and which one is Liam?
I didn't even know their first names, so no. I don't know which one is in which.
I don't think anyone really knows which one is which, except maybe Miley Cyrus. She might be the only one.
She married to one.
She was married to one of them. He's like a normal dude.
Mm-hmm. I watched Jackson Holliday's Major League debut. I kind of got a kick out of that.
He didn't do much, did he?
No. I wanted to see him hit. And
boy, he looks like a baby.
God, he's a baby. And his dad, it's weird because his dad was there. His brother was there, who's going to be the first overall pick next year.
He looks just like, they look like he'd be twins.
And his dad's brother, maybe?
That was his dad's dad. Was that not his grandfather?
I think it was his brother. It might have been his granddad.
I think his grandfather is it a college coach? He's a big time coach somewhere.
But I was like,
Oklahoma State, maybe? Could he be the Oklahoma State coach?
Could be.
I think he is. I think they're like the royalty of Oklahoma City.
I was like, where's the mom?
Man, I don't know.
And so I asked my son. I was watching it with Brooksy. I said, are they divorced? No. Been married for 20 plus years. The mom ain't missing her baby boy's MLB debut. I don't know. It was weird. But I didn't see her. So, but yeah, I watched him swing it a couple times. And he got an RBI, but that was about it. But they came back against the Red Sox. So
Orioles are a fun team, right? If you're an Oriole fan, you've been in the desert.
They're chock full of number one picks, man.
And they're all producing.
They're all good. And they got a couple more down on the farm. And, yeah, and they added Corbin Burns this year. So they should be in the mix at the very least. But that's what I was watching last night. I kind of got a kick out of that. And then late night, you had a really good NBA basketball game as Denver said, no, Minnesota, not yet.
It was a close game. I give Minnesota credit. Did you see
Jokic had a game, and Jokic maybe went and cinched up another MVP. It's going to be interesting to see that.
They should give it to him. He's the best player.
Yeah, it's weird. It's one of those deals, man.
Who else is even in contention?
Right, who's even?
Who would you even give it to if you don't?
SGA's.
Luka, SGA.
Yeah,
those are the other two I would talk about.
You know what I really believe?
I think, like in history, like Luka will be the better player than Doncic.
I don't know.
But.
Well,
and we
Jokic,
may look,
you mean?
Jokic,
Yeah.
and we may look back and go, why did Jokic win these MVPs over Luka? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm to this point.
He had like 41 last.
I'm to this point with Luka, and it's not as sexily and scintillating, and he doesn't come to your franchise in a cape. But remember back in the day when LeBron was at his peak, and you said, if you put LeBron on literally any team in the East, they would win the East.
Yes.
I think if you put Jokic on Oklahoma City, they'd win the West. And put SGA on Denver. If you took him and put him in Doncic's place in Dallas, and put Doncic in Denver, that Dallas would win.
Wait till he gets a dose of Edie next year.
So listen to these numbers this is why he's the MVP.
Yeah.
The guy's considered the three best big man defenders in the NBA.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Victor Wembanyama. The three best big men defenders, okay? Against the T-Wolves, Jokic went 33 points, 11.8 rebounds, 3 assists this year.
Yeah.
Against the Lakers, he went 29 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists per game. And against the Spurs, he went 37 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists per game. That's against the best that the league can put up against him. He just stays under the radar because he's just so unassuming. He can't, he doesn't dunk. Doesn't run the court. No. He's just all elbows and arms. But man, he makes everything. How he gets shots up and around these 7'4" guys, it's unbelievable.
It's
he's fantastic.
Good stuff to watch.
They may win again.
They might. I don't think anybody's beating him in the West.
I think it's Jamal Murray. He's got to stay healthy. When he's on and going, they're really, really good. And when he's off, they miss him.
I would say, we can sit here all we want and keep trying to find teams that are going to compete with Denver and Boston, but Denver and Boston are the heavy favorites.
From the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. I can feel this. Mom was probably happy to just finally have all the boys out of the house.
Yeah, it could be.
I'm just going to hang home, honey. I'll watch it on TV.
It could be.
How many of Jackson games I've been to, Matt?
Yeah.
Seriously, Matt. I just counted 1,312.
I'm not going to Boston. It was just weird.
I hear you.
And because there's all these pictures of them, and I know Matt gets all the, they've built this. They have this. Now Matt Holliday made millions of dollars.
He was a great player.
So
earned millions of dollars.
And so I like the fact that his kids are such hard workers because you get spoiled.
Sure.
Well, they took a barn out on his land and built a. It started with I think the kid said Jackson said it started with pickleball courts because Matt apparently is an accomplished pickleball player.
Shocker.
Right. And so he plays all this pickleball. And so then they said, well, heck, we got all this room. So they put in a batting cage, and they got the Rapsodo, and they got all the baseball things you could ever want. And so they work out in there, and they had a basketball court, and he's like, we never have to leave. And so it's a fun place for the two boys who are ultra talented. And one of the videos making the rounds of the kid was
the younger one?
Yeah, the one who made it yesterday. Okay. There's 2 videos. One when he was with his daddy at the home run derby. He's a little baby. Yeah. And the other one him playing on the field in Colorado where he's fielding grounders and hitting the baseball.
He's supposed, he's viewed as a can't miss guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 0 for 4 start. You like it when you have this Cinderella, hit a homer in your first at bat kind of deal. But yeah, he is.
And then there's Tony Kemp, who you know who Tony Kemp is.
Fast guy.
Tony Kemp has been around the league
forever. I'm surprised he's still in the league.
He was. He got DFA'd for.
He may have been a Brave for a half a minute.
He's been everywhere.
Yeah.
You can look it up. Tony Kemp is the classiest sports guy of the day.
Okay.
Tony Kemp got DFA'd, designated for
to make room for Holiday?
To make room for Holiday.
Okay.
He tweets this. In the fall of 2010, our college had a series against the Longhorns for a 3-game set. Our hitting coach at the time was Josh Holiday, and his brother Matt brought his kid to our early practice. I remember watching his son, Jackson Holiday, with a sweet lefty swing. Go get him, kid.
Yeah, good for him.
Tony Kemp is like, yeah, whatever.
Can I
that guy's
Do you
awesome.
remember a college for Tony Kemp? I asked this because I know you're a much bigger college baseball fan, and he played in the FCC.
Well,
do you remember him in college?
No, but I would say they had a series against the Longhorns, so I'd guess Arkansas.
He played for Vandy.
Vandy, okay. There you go.
He hadn't played for a ton of teams. Played for Houston, Oakland, and now Baltimore.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like it's more than that.
I did too. So anyway, that was kind of cool, and watching that history of the game, which I love so much. So I enjoyed that. There is Cam Newton went on Club Shay Shay and spent a good portion of the time talking about his Gator experience.
Yeah, I saw it.
Great stuff.
It is.
You really got to clean it up. I mean, if we were going to run it. But it's like 10 minutes of pure gold. And he was like, a couple things. Number one, lauded Tebow. I mean, just this guy, the energy that he brought every day, he pushed me. I'm not me unless there's Tim Tebow. Huh. I learned so much from him.
I wonder if Tim knows that.
I don't know. So I thought that was interesting. Like, he goes, but then onto the documentary. But, man, that documentary, why did they talk to Percy or Joe Hayden? And he's like, they didn't even scratch the surface.
Mm-hmm. What was going on? Yeah, it's because it's an Urban Meyer production.
Percy smoked it every day and blah, blah, blah. And
yeah.
Anyway, so that was, again, there's something missing there. Talked about his time at Florida in terms of learning how to compete because of a Major Wright, Brandon Spikes, Brandon James. I mean, went down the list.
Yeah, it was a bunch of studs.
I mean, just Pouncey brothers. Mentioned Aaron. All these dudes who were there but he goes, that was, was brought in under the premises of.
He'd have a package.
And he goes, and he didn't complain so much about that. He goes, you got the Heisman Trophy winner. If it was me, I'm not, but I was like, man, I can run it 4 times a game. That's easy.
He was like, wait, that's.
And he did go in early. I always remember against Tennessee. They were beating the hell out of Tennessee,
touchdown.
And he just ran over like 6 guys. He just buried a guy going into the end zone. And he was a more athletic Tebow, is what he really was. Tebow was more of a Bronco Nagurski fullback. I'll just run right over you. He would run over and outrun you as well.
Yeah.
So anyway, and then, there was some negativity, but it wasn't like complaining, but it's typical Cam, and Club Shay Shay is Shannon Sharp. So he's sitting there smoking a stogie. He's got his
big
hat on, and it's just
he's Cam's unique.
Yeah.
He's a character. He's unique.
But it was a good conversation.
It was a good conversation. Though. All Gator fans should go back and listen. But anyway, he goes, the one misconception is, he goes, I didn't leave Florida.
Or kicked out of school at Florida.
Yeah, I didn't get kicked out of school. That computer thing got cleaned up. He goes, I left the moment Tim said,
I'm
coming back.
He's like, I wasn't playing when you were here, and you weren't.
Right.
And now you're on Heisman watch and you're coming back? Yeah,
was Cam at Florida for 2 years or just one? He was at Florida for 2.
Yeah.
And then he went to JUCO for 1.
And so he said, now Herbs, this ain't portal stuff. So
Yeah,
Herbs
he could have
says,
gone anywhere.
You ain't going anywhere in Florida. You ain't going to any SEC team.
Yeah.
So he goes, all right, I'll go JUCO, and then I can decide where I want to go, which is what he did. And then the one negative thing he said about Herbs, and I don't know if this is true again, you never know, but it could very well could be true, is Cam's dad called Herbs and asked for his national championship ring. He wouldn't give it to him.
Oh, that's weak.
It is weak.
He was on the team?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. Did he ever get it?
No. And he said, all right. Well, and he goes, that fueled me.
I'll go get my own.
I'll go get my own. And I got one at JUCO, and I got one at Auburn.
Yeah, he did. He was
And he said, my only disappointment was Florida didn't make the SEC championship game because I wanted to play them.
I bet. I get
And he said stuff that I won't repeat because I couldn't repeat.
Yeah, well, he said.
No, I don't want
He
to go.
said he was going to show his butt.
Yeah, that's fair. And he was
probably best for him that it didn't.
And he was like, and on top of the fact that Tim was coming back, it was like they couldn't decide who was going to get the scraps, me or Brantley. I was like, are you kidding
that's
me?
the crazy part.
Which is also fair.
I thought Brantley came after Cam announced he was leaving. I forget they were on the same.
So I think that there are some misconceptions. And he said he loved Florida. He loved his time. He loved those guys. He loved being around those dudes. And he said they'd go back to the dorms and they would all be talking. He was like, man, I want to get some of that. I could do that. I know I could.
So Pouncey starting at his freshman and like, man, I could do that. Brandon James starting as a freshman.
Yeah.
He said, oh, man, it was lit. Everybody was cheering, but they weren't cheering for me.
So if you're a Gator fan, it's definitely worth a listen, I thought. I thought it was real interesting and good. And I enjoyed it. And I didn't, So, there would have been some good guys to talk to for that Swamp Kings.
Yeah, well, we said that after watching it. Well, this guy wasn't there. You're doing a whole thing on that ear, and you're not going to talk to Percy Harvin? Well, then we got to get into, I don't know, once I punched out my coach.
He's like, man, those guys would have done it for free. Don't even worry about the dang Netflix or money, or they would have done it for free.
A little-known, somewhat forgotten fact that Cam Newton's brother once a Jaguar.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, interior offensive lineman. I mean, like for a year, I think. I think he stayed on the roster, didn't he? Was it Cecil Newton? Was that his name?
That was, I think he had his dad's name, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it was Cecil. I want to say Cecil Newton. Didn't he? Or maybe he wasn't for a year. He's definitely on the roster for a while.
He was there for a while. I can remember interviewing him for something.
Yeah, me too.
You
know what that something was? Hey, you're Cam's brother.
Yeah. Our Dream Finders Homes poll question of the day. Dream Finders Homes, the official home builder of the Jacksonville Jaguars. With the signing of Josh Allen to a long-term deal, how do you think he will do getting after the quarterback next season?
Okay.
I'll give you 4 choices. 0 to 5 sacks, oh no. 5 to 8 sacks, that's okay. 9 to 12, good year, plus 12 All-Pro. Those are your 4 options. 0 to 5, 5 to 8, 9 to 12, plus 12. 483 votes are in our Dream Finders poll question. There are 20-plus Jacksonville communities in the best locations. What do you think the leader is?
Well, I think it's 9 to 12.
That's what you think the leader is, or that's your answer?
Both.
Okay. Second.
Okay, so we're either overly optimistic or overly negative because less than 8 is.
What do you think they are?
Negative.
Overly optimistic.
Plus 12, All-Pro, 47.2%.
Thank you, Jag Nation. Sometimes I get distracted by that small polarizing negativity of the text line. Because most people on the text line are positive.
9 to 12, 38%. That's 57, 67, 77, 85% think he'll have at least 9 sacks last year.
Here's the question I was going to ask you.
5 to 8, 11.8, 0 to 5, 2.7.
If there were consequence if you lost the bet, i.e. last year it was a team sack bet. We put the over-under at 35. There was a consequence if you didn't get there. If you were setting the over-under for Josh Allen's sacks next year, assuming he plays 17, with a harsh consequence, what would you set the number at?
I would set it at like 12.5.
Okay. I like that answer. I'd probably go. I was thinking 11.
Yeah, I go 12.5. I think.
If Josh Allen
that's 17, I know he's capable of 17.5, so that has to factor in. But 12.5 is a
I think
really good year.
What takes Josh Allen from this to that monster first team All-Pro considered the best is just a little more consistency. And I know no one goes out and gets a sack every game. I'm not saying that. He had sacks in 9 of the 17 games, but he'll get you in a flurry. He had 3 sack games.
Yeah. Yes, he did. He's done that a lot.
Which is
in
not
his career. That's okay.
That's not a negative.
No.
Right. No. So, yeah, let me ask you this. If Josh Allen averages 11 sacks a year for the next 5 years, or is that
that's a win.
ROI?
Yeah. That's a win.
You know what that gets him to exactly?
100.
100.
Yeah.
You get to 100 sacks, you're an elite NFL company.
Heck yeah. Anyway, congratulations to him. I think it's a great
I thought it was very insightful. It's also, you talk about worth a listen. Go to Jaguars.com or wherever we'll play that press conference from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Josh Allen said a lot of interesting things yesterday.
For a limited time on select move-in ready homes, Dreamfinders Homes offering an amazing 3.99% interest rate in year one of your mortgage. Go to dreamfindershomes.com for more details. Masters will be delayed.
Looks like it.
So I think it already said it won't start before 9.
Okay, and by the way, and it's a sloggy start, and that's kind of disappointing, but the weather is going to turn by about noon, and it's going to be beautiful for the rest of the weekend. So they'll get back on schedule by tomorrow.
But what we don't want, and I don't like this, is if somebody has to go out and back, because the wind is blowing.
Yeah, it is blowing.
And I just hate if somebody has to go play a 9-hole stretch where they're in unplayable conditions, and it can take them out of the tournament.
You know what they say?
I know.
Rub of the green.
I know.
So they say about golf. That's
and
part of what
out
makes
of the
it.
tournament.
Yeah.
I don't like that, though.
It's happened a lot
especially
over the course
when
of
I'm
history.
Investing in some,
You have a morning guy?
I didn't even look.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't.
Tiger goes at 145, which I'm guessing will be pushed back as well. It's going to be. I think Tiger's one of the losers in the delay because it probably
might
maybe
have
does.
Might have to play a lot of holes tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's supposed to go at 142. It looks like they're only pushing it back an hour and a half. So if he goes, he might get it in today. He might only have a hole or two, but then you have a morning tee time, so you'll be getting up anyway. Not that anything's really expected of Tiger, but he still drives the ship, man.
All right, 10-minute drill coming around the bend. We're just warming up here on a Thursday edition of the drill. It's 1010XL. It's 92.5 FM.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry, this free examination, normally $199, is yours for free and good only through Sunday. For your free examination, call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Call now.
Certainly facing interesting economic times, and for me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Those are Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Look, I'm not the expert when it comes to investing, right? They tell me 401k, SEP IRA. I trust the guys that I give my money to. That's the ITP Partners. That's Reagan Wright. That's Dan Abel. That's Reed Wingate. That's Jeff Hartman. That's Chris Bryan. And it's not just me. 3 generations of Hickens have invested with our friends at ITP Partners. I have other family members and friends who are doing it, and they listen. They give us each individualized strategies where our goals become their priority. So what a great time to get in the game. ITP Partners always there to help. Real easy. Don't be intimidated. Chris at ITPPartners.com. Chris at ITPPartners.com or call 312-9751, 312-9751. ITP Partners, my financial partners for life.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Are you tired of having a plain and boring backyard? Really want to impress your family and friends this year? Then stop by Stone Core on Phillips Highway. Imagine hosting guests at your new outdoor kitchen, relaxing by your custom-built fireplace under a brand new pergola. StoneCore can also remodel your old pool deck and beautiful new pavers. Make your backyard wishes a reality. Visit StoneCore on Phillips Highway and let's get started at stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
Your cooling system isn't working. Maybe somebody showed up with a portable electronic device. Then they discussed with you what your options are. Maybe they gave you an estimate that seems like an awful lot of money. What's the smart thing to do? When the situation merits a second opinion, get a Mike Merritt opinion. Yes, the Mike Merritt Comfort Team shows up with hand tools. We've never been able to fix an air conditioning problem with a tablet. Mike Merritt has been the trusted name for more than 30 years because there's never any hocus pocus. The Merritt team will walk you through the diagnostic steps up close and personal and show you exactly what you need. And the Mike Merritt price is likely to be far less because there's never an overtime charge, and the Merritt team doesn't work on commission. So remember, when it comes to the health of your cooling system, a second opinion can only help, and a Mike Merritt opinion can save you money. Florida license CACO 50384.
Pull up a chair at the table for some Saturday afternoon sports talk with Compton and Company.
So you want to talk about this or what?
Join Compton and Company noon to 2 Saturdays for more conversation about the teams you care about most.
I have questions. I need answers.
On 1010XL.
AgPro Sign and Drive event is offering 0% for 84 months with no money down on a John Deere compact utility tractor with loader. Limited time offer. Visit your local AgPro dealer today. Offer ends April 30th, 2024, subject to approved credit. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Bring your guns and bring your hoses, and we're ready to put up some punches. It's Guns and Hoses Charity Boxing. It's back. It's that time. Bell time. In fact, 6:30, Saturday, April 20th. Join us at UNF Arena. Dan and I there for the millionth year in a row. It is so much fun, this charity boxing, and it's serious, and it's fun, and it's impactful, and you're going to have a great time. By the way, street party before and after the event. Make it a day. Saturday, April 20th. Bell time, 6:30, UNF Arena. Guns and Hoses.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Dave Binion here with my son Ammon, who is the air duct cleaning manager at Zero Res. So Ammon, you may notice a little rattle in my voice and some puffiness in my eyes. That's because allergy season is coming on. Can Zero Res help?
Yes, your health has a lot to do with the air you breathe. A clean and healthy home begins with clean air. At Zero Res, we can help clean the air in your home by cleaning your air ducts, cleaning the coils in your HVAC units, and fogging the system with a powerful antimicrobial that helps kill and control the growth of microorganisms in your air. We also have options for maintaining your clean air with our excellent inline air purifier and UV lights that will help keep your system clean and healthy. At Zero Res, we are more than just air duct cleaners. We're a clean air specialist.
Have Zero Res air duct specialists out, and right now we'll give you $50 off your air duct cleaning, and while we're at it, we'll give you $50 off your dryer vent cleaning. Zero Res.
Spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
CEROREC. Zero Res.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it. All right, sports concepts and rationalizations. We call it the 10-minute drill. At the end of the drill, he likes to hand out a little razzle-dazzle, capital R, capital D. What is that you're handing out today, sir?
I got a floral arrangement delivery from Kuhn Flowers. That's going to be at the end of the 10-minute drill. I'll let you boy.
Now, E, I've noticed today that you're, I don't know, a little more down, a little more quiet.
Oh, man, it's just
normal.
the weather.
What? Is it the weather?
Yeah, you know, it's just the weather.
Or is there something else that's bothering you?
It's time for this morning's power ranking.
Is there something that's crushing your
soul?
inner,
Let's get him to power.
soul?
Let's get him to power rank. I was able to do that, and you know what? I didn't mush it. The two that I said I would most want to get were the two that I ended up getting. So, well, one of them I chose, and that's why now you have these terrible things in front of you. You want to tell Dan?
He is spinning the wheel today.
Here we go. We got. He's got to take a blow up date out on a blow up doll out on a date.
Oh, I like that.
He would have to get on skates, get in goal, and let the Iceman pepper him.
like that.
Something to do with spiders and snakes. We haven't figured out. It won't be dangerous, but it'll be frightening.
Yes, I really like that.
The run is out. The Guggen Nation, they don't want the run. We just did the run. The jelly bean challenge is back in instead of the milk run. Are you cool with that?
That's fine.
I'm cool with that. I think it's, as someone who's done both, the jelly bean is worse.
Okay.
And then the fifth, you excited about the possibility of maybe doing the diaper walk? And he agreed yesterday in nothing but a diaper. He's got to go up here to the Jiffy store and get Dan and I something. I need a Coke Zero, ET. Head on up there in the diaper and get us something.
This is crazy.
Hey, we didn't make you put in a pacifier. Then they would have thought you were on some sort of like Molly or something, and we're just running around.
This is crazy.
Impaired.
How did I get myself in?
You know what he said about the diaper walk?
What?
You know what he's going to do if he has to do the diaper walk? Tell him what you told me, E.
I'm sprint. That's going to be the fastest baby ever.
I said they'll call the cops. You see a dude sprinting up the road in a diaper? For my brother and his pain, I don't want the diaper. But, man, for the brand?
We need the diaper.
It's for the brand.
Is that the worst one, E?
Yeah, that's worse than the snakes.
Oh, he's about to get banged here in about an hour, miss. He is down right now, Hick.
I know, I can sense it.
Yeah,
what time is the? What time is
when do we want to do it? Let's do it at 8 o'clock.
Whenever y'all want, man.
All right.
We'll do it after doc. We'll do it 8:10, 8:15.
I noticed that Greg Norman's out and about at the grounds at Augusta, speaking from Augusta about overwhelming support from the patrons. Walking around here today, there's not one person who said to me, "Why did you do live?" There's been hundreds of people, even security guys, stopping me saying, "Hey, what you're doing is fantastic."
That's a lie.
To me, that tells you that what we have and the platform fits within the ecosystem, and it's good for the game of golf. I'm here because we have 13 players that won 10 Masters between them, so I'm here to support them, do the best I can to show them, hey, the boss is here rooting for you. There's probably a couple that have been overlooked that should be in. What is that number? I'm not going to give it a definitive number, but they're definitely quality players that have done incredible performances over the last 6 to 9 months that are worthy of it.
I'm a bit surprised 13 are qualified.
The responses are, really, no one else heard the hundreds of people. Things that never happened for 500, Alex.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a bold-faced lie because Greg Norman is not a good human being. He's a liar.
Yeah.
He's a liar,
yeah.
And it's documented. He's been a liar for a long time. Anybody who can do what he did to poor little Chrissy Everett can just go right to hockey sticks.
Yeah.
Okay? End of story. So, no, I do not believe that hundreds of anyone came up. Maybe one dude said something.
Yeah.
It's just silliness. And it's good for the game to constantly bring up the division. That's what you're doing here.
Yeah.
Oh, my guys, shut up.
Yeah.
They're golfers.
Yeah. I saw Coach Cal get introduced at Arkansas. It's weird to see him in his suey pig outfit.
What a politician. That dude is an awesome hire because he wins the room right away. Now, you got to win after that. But, man, you ramp down the expectations, and when he goes 26-4 there, they'll be like, holy cow.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see what he said, though? This was the most – I've never seen anything like this in sports.
What do you got?
He's addressing the high-paying boosters and the athletic staff, and he said, don't kid yourself. Well, we want to win a championship. We got a lot of work to do. I just met with my team, all 3 of them.
Oh, yeah, that's
They literally have no roster right now. Now, some of them are either in the portal or exploring the draft and may end up coming back. But, man, if you had to have a guy to throw together a roster on the fly, it'd probably be him, right?
I think Patino basically had to do that last year when he went to St. John's. Look, what happened? The Kentucky Florida's getting a visit from the big Kentucky kid. The 5-star center is down to 3 or is visiting 3 schools, and Florida's one of them.
I thought that he might be.
That could be a huge get for Todd Golden.
That's a pivot for the Gators because they've had tremendous luck at that slightly smaller non-power 5, right? Look who they brought in.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in the guy. Oh gosh, I'm losing. Where was Patino before he took the job?
Iona.
Yeah, they got the kid Clayton from Iona.
Yeah.
Pullen is what?
California.
Yeah, Santa Barbara. I don't even know which one of those small California schools it is. It escapes my mind at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you get Samuel from Seton Hall. That's Big East. And basketball, that'd be Power 5. But a lot of them, Ann Galton from Marshall. I mean, that's what they've done. Will Richard, Richmond. They've gotten all their guys from that, high achievers at a slightly lower level. And that's been a good strategy for everyone, by the way. That's Connect. That's a lot of the guys.
Yeah.
That's the guy, Newton. They all came from smaller. What you do is you let the smaller school develop these guys for 3 or 4 years, and then when they're ready to be all-star level and they're developed, the big boys pluck them.
Well, and that's why there's this, like when Nick Saban left, there was this immediacy of we got to get the coach, like quick. And I remember the Alabama AD said, we'll have one in 72 hours, a little bit longer than that, but it wasn't much longer. And so I don't know that you can afford to wait for Billy Donovan. And I don't I mean, Drew apparently is what Dick Vitale said he was there yesterday in Lexington. They have video of the plane, the jet going back to Texas and his family getting off the plane. So I'm assuming this is about to get done.
Is it safe to draw this conclusion?
Mm-hmm.
If they don't hire Scott Drew in the next 48 hours, then they're waiting on Billy Donovan.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right? I mean, I'm not predicting that. I think it's going to be Drew. And I'm not so sure that's necessarily going to work, but Drew's been good at Baylor, and he won a national title. So,
the kid's name is Jaden Quaintance, the highest-ranked member of Cal's 2024 recruiting class. And if you're part of Cal's class, that means you're very high.
Now, let me ask you a question, just for giggles. Is Arkansas on the final list? Like, why wouldn't those recruits follow him to Arkansas?
Originally committed to Kentucky. He chose the Wildcats over Missouri, Florida, and Ohio State.
So Florida was in it the first time.
Yeah.
And so he's gone back. Who are the other three then? Florida and who?
I don't know. I got to find that out.
I got you. No biggie.
But, yeah, anyway. So there's – yeah, these guys are all, looking to, and look, it's the same with the Arkansas guys. Now, I suspect Cal will keep a couple of those guys who went into the portal, and he'll start to rebuild his roster. But right now, Kentucky has got no captain. So they, who knows what those guys are going to do. But if the kid, what's the kid's name who was so good for him this year? Well, Dillingham's going pro.
Yeah, Antonio Reeves.
Reeves
Shepard.
done.
Shepard.
If Shepard sits there and goes in the portal, then we got a problem.
Shepard's going pro.
Oh,
I would think.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be a first rounder, so
Yeah.
I would think he would go pro.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, you want me to add a little something to Mr. Goff?
Yeah.
Maybe it was just the blue collars that were slapping him on the – actually, there are no blue collars at Augusta.
Yeah.
Greg Norman apparently had to buy tickets to get into the Masters, Dan. If you're
Dude.
wondering why he's on the grounds, the Washington Post is reporting that he acquired his own tickets and attended the practice round yesterday.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's good for golf. So good they make you pay your way in. That's great. I love that. Yeah, you're right. It's good for golf. Yeah, it's good. Tell your guys who no one gets to see play anymore, it's good for them.
Yeah.
The money's going to, I tell you, we talked about this yesterday. I hate it when it comes to making picks, and I'm in we get to the majors. I'm in 4 or 5 different contests. You don't know how the live guys have been playing.
Don't know.
They play in a forest somewhere in Siberia.
Don't know.
Huh.
Have no idea. No idea. Haven't paid attention. Don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, the picks were interesting. So we'll see. Masters are probably a little bit delayed today. I think 9 o'clock or something. And
it's going to look really bad when they come on the air and they show you the puddles and the rain and the wind, but the wind will keep blowing. But it is in some cases the wind's not going to be a bad thing. It'll dry the course out.
Yeah.
But it's good. The rain's going to stop like around or before noon, and then it's going to get clear. By the end of the day, it's sunny, and then it's perfectly sunny all weekend, at least as the forecast says right now.
Jalen Brunson, we talked a little bit about him. Huge year. Scored more points than any American-born player this season. Did you know that?
He did what now?
He scored more points than any American-born player this season, yet Brunson might not make the final roster for Paris.
He's a perfect glue guy for a team like that.
What do you think?
In other news, my guy Trey Young came off the injured report, and the Hawks blew an 18-point lead. Thanks for coming back, buddy. Appreciate you.
Who did they lose to?
The always dangerous,
Yeah.
but rarely victorious Charlotte Hornets.
Ooh.
But it was at home. So, got that.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, I had no idea. I remember this guy. You remember Q, Jaden Quaintance that played for Hugh Durham and JU back in the day? That's his son.
Oh, okay.
Jaden Quaintance. So that would be some sort of tie to Florida. I remember that name. You do years of weekend sports anchoring before the Jaguars, and you got a lot of JU hoops showing up.
Yeah.
But I remember him, Q.
Okay. Yeah.
Jaden Quaintance.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Huh.
That's good. All right, let's do this. Let's 641-1010. Come kind, come courteous, come correct. And you can win. Tell them again what they're going to win.
A floral arrangement delivery from Kuhn Flowers.
Kuhn Flowers, ladies and gentlemen. This is The Drill on 1010XL, 92.5 FM. Doc Murphy next.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Get Florida Gators play-by-play baseball on 1010XL.
The 24th ranked Gators scuffle with South Carolina in the Swamp. Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday afternoon on 1010 AM.
One of life's most important decisions, if you're 18 years or older, you just got married, just got divorced, you have children, you want to take care of your family, of course you do. That's why I'm telling you about Matt Hinson and the Hinson Law Firm. I'm not the attorney, Matty is, but have you done your last will? Heck, I don't know. You got to take care of it. Something you got to get done, and Matt's your guy. Besides getting your assets to the people that you choose, by the way, planning also helps minimize income, gift, and estate taxes as well. Matt Hinson will listen. He'll help you with some tough decisions. He'll provide you the info needed so you are at ease with your choice. It's the Hinson Law Firm. You got questions. Matty's got the answers. 527-1700, 904-527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. Gang, don't let the state decide your fate.
Roofing Services, specializing in all types of commercial and residential roofing and repairs, gutters, sun tubes, skylights as well. 10-year workmanship warranty, financing available, military and senior citizen discounts, no subcontractors. Mention this ad at the time of the estimate and receive $500 off any new re-roof. Call Mark today, 982-4052, 982-4052, licensed and insured.
Is your AC system showing signs of wear and tear? Get ahead of your AC system replacement before the summer with JTM Comfort Services. Nothing worse than coming home on a hot summer afternoon to find your AC stopped working. Right now, get a special rebate on the purchase and installation of an 18 to 20 SEER Bosch heat pump system. Financing now available on qualified repairs and replacements.
Your comfort is our name. Call my dad to keep him in the game.
This is Keith Catlin for Catlin Truck Accessories, and we are so blessed to be in business for over 100 years. Over 100 years of the best product and customer service means you can count on Catlin. From Roll and Lock bed covers to Lear toppers to Cam Locker toolboxes, Catlin Truck Accessories has you covered when it comes to your truck or van. We do those too. Got a fleet of vehicles? We can outfit them all.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
One name, one location, 100 years. You can count on Catlin.
The 2024 draft is almost here.
The Jaguars are now on the clock.
Join us at Everbank Stadium Thursday, April 25th for the official draft party presented by Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Be there as the Jaguars make the 17th overall pick, and don't miss the unveiling of the official 30th season logo that you voted on. We're getting the party started at 7 p.m. Tickets are free, so register today at jaguars.com/draft party. We can't wait to see you there.
The Jacksonville Jaguars select.
I'm Frank Frangie with the Nimnick Nugget. I don't know if Tiger Woods can really compete in the Masters, but I love that he's trying. That body's beat up. He's sore all the time. He said that in his press conference. But I love that he's going to be out there. Hitting the shots isn't the problem. Getting from shot to shot with that beat-up body will be. I don't think Tiger can compete. I don't even know if he makes the cut. But I love the fact that he's out there. Golf needs Tiger Woods as long as we can have him. I'm Frank Frangie for the Nimnick family of dealerships. There are trucks, and then there's the truck, the GMC Sierra. Frank Frangie here, with available features like the V8 engine, the ultimate luxury interior, and of course, the available world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. Nimnick Buick GMC has the largest inventory of GMC Sierras in the area. This month, save up to $10,000 off new GMC Sierra 1500 or enjoy rates as low as 1.9% APR financing. You get it at Nimnick. GMC, we are professional grade.
Get recruiting tips and advice from area coaches, pros, athletes, and their parents.
So you gotta up your game.
Plus, better ways to train as B3 Better brings you the Amateur's Edge Show. Saturday from 11 to noon on 1010XL.
Are you looking for quality tires that won't break the bank? Well, Big Chief Tire has you covered. Frank Frangie here. Get $50 off a new set of tires, and for even greater savings, finance with the CFNA card to receive an additional $50 off your first purchase and no interest for 6 months. Schedule an appointment today at BigChiefTire.com or call 904-932-0950 and take advantage of these incredible deals. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Imagine waking up this time next week and being 100% debt-free. No credit cards, no car loan, no personal loan. Hey, it's Prosser here, and Loan Pronto's Equity Express line of credit can make that happen. Homeowners are turning their home equity into cash almost instantly. With Loan Pronto's AI-based system, you can get approval in about 10 minutes with almost no documentation, no appraisal, and no hassle. You can get hundreds of thousands of dollars out of your home. Use that money to pay off all your other loans. The average homeowner saves over $850 a month doing this. Listen, your home value's way up. You can use that to wipe out all those credit cards, get some money for a home improvement. Literally hundreds of thousands are at your fingertips, and approval is just minutes away. So call now, 904-999-1508, 904-999-1508. That's loanpronto.com at 904-999-1508. NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, equal housing lender.
Ready for a heating and air company that's just as local as your favorite coffee shop? That's Bolt City Heating and Air. Jacksonville grown, family owned and operated, and not bought out by the out-of-town big guys. And with transparent pricing, you'll know the costs up front, with options to choose from, backed by Bolt City's satisfaction guarantee. And rest assured, Bolt City Techs will treat your home with white glove service. You can be comfortable today. Visit BoltCityAC.com.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. With the weather starting to turn for the better, look ahead. Get that backyard ready for spring with a new screened-in enclosure. Maximize the space you have and make it great with Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. They truly are best in the business. If you have the space and the idea, give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists is not affiliated with the NFL or the Jacksonville Jaguars. Discussion regarding injuries is solely based on opinion. Coming up, the weekly Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Medical Report featuring Dr. Kevin Murphy, a board-certified orthopedic surgeon specializing in sports medicine, upper extremities, and arthroscopy of the shoulders and knees. Dr. Murphy is a nationally and internationally recognized orthopedic expert. He's a former orthopedic consultant to the White House and the Pentagon, and currently serves as head team physician for UNF, the Jacksonville Icemen, and Northeast Florida area high schools.
Yeah, you know him, you love him. Army's own Dr. Kevin Murphy, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Nobody does it better than Dr. Murph. Murph, how are you, sir?
Good, boys. How are you?
Everything good?
Good.
Doc, it's not as unusual as we thought there was a rash of Tommy John at the pro level this year. And people are speaking out about the Players Association, et cetera. But I have some numbers here that sort of go against that. First 100 days of each calendar year of the baseball of the calendar year. So that's January, February, March into April. I got numbers of Tommy John surgeries for pitchers. 2024, we've got 9 at the MLB level, 16 in the professional level. Okay, 9. These are the numbers that we've had at the MLB level since going backwards. 9, 2, 3, 11, 6, 5, 5, 5, 4, 9, 11, 4, 6, 2, 4, 2, 2, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 10. So it's a little bit higher than normal, but just 3 years ago we had 11. It's still too many. There's a million reasons floating around out there. What say you, Doc? You see them all from 6 to 30.
Well, I think the biggest reason is one sport.
Yeah.
Guys are committing to baseball and just baseball when they're, 8 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, the days of playing multiple sports is seemingly over. Unless you're really, really good, you're selected out to play your sport early, and so you're throwing a baseball, particularly down here in Florida, all year round. So you're stressing that elbow more now at an early age than ever before.
Do the ligaments and the body, one of your colleagues, Dr. Andrews, wrote about it and said, you really don't fully mature until 26. Does that sound right? Does that sound accurate? Do you agree with that?
No.
No? Okay.
No, the ligaments fully, your growth plates are well closed. The ligaments structurally sound at that point. So, more like 18. 26 is, beyond that number. But regardless of that, the more throws you have to stretch that ligament out is a problem. It's not necessarily that you're stressing it before the ligament's fully developed. It's more just like concussions, just the repetitive attrition of multiple issues to that. You throw a ball, 1,000 times versus 10 times, you're going to wear that out quicker.
So when guys have UCL injuries, for this, by the way, Spencer Strider for the second time, a lot of DeGrom second, right? I mean, a lot of these guys, they're second ones, right? You're saying, the opinion is it's more from the amassed total of pitches they've thrown than it is the particular torque or spin that they're trying to put on the baseball now, per se.
I think so. And, the spin, you say, you can't throw a curveball. If you're throwing a curveball correctly, you're snapping it at your wrist. You're not really affecting your elbow significantly. So that's a fallacy.
Okay.
It is. If somebody teaches you how to throw a curveball correctly, you're not putting an inordinate amount of stress on your elbow.
Does a fastball put more on the elbow than a curve?
Versus really loading up your arm and throwing a fastball. That's where it is. It's the velocity of really stressing that out. When you watch these guys on a slow-motion video of their elbow, they are loading that thing and they're way stretched out. That's exactly where that ligament is supporting your arm, and there's so much force there. It's not a natural motion of your arm, and you do that over and over and over again, you're going to stretch that ligament out.
Dan, do the numbers that you looked up, have the number of Tommy John injuries increased through the years? I guess what I'm looking for
I got it from back to 2000.
Is it been increasing?
Steady.
It's
No.
pretty steady, because I'm wondering, based on what you just said, this uptick in velocity. This is a relatively new phenomenon. When we were kids, maybe one guy threw 100 ever. No, if you threw 96, man, you're among a handful of guys. Every guy in the major leagues right now, the middle relievers, they all throw, it seems, 95. If your guy isn't throwing 95, you're like, he doesn't have his best stuff today.
Yeah, a better stat to look at will be how many guys at the junior high school level that are really good pitchers that everybody looks at and says, okay, here's his numbers, he's going to be really good, never make it to the next level because of Tommy John surgery or stretching a ligament out. They don't all work, guys. We're seeing the ones that made it to the pro level as opposed to the high school kid that had it done and he never got there because it just never got back where he could throw, 89, 90 miles an hour.
And I do think there's been a shift in understanding that as opposed to, I'd say about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it seemed like, and I think you've been with us a while. I can remember discussing this with you. Kid would come in with an elbow injury, and he's like, his dad would be like, he needs Tommy John. Because it was like the thing to do. Like, we got to get Tommy John, then we'll be better than ever.
Yeah, and
not
they
necessarily.
already know the stats. They know if I get it fixed now, my kid will be ready to throw at X date, and he'll be able to play at this level. It doesn't always work that way.
Doesn't. And I got some here's an interesting. Aaron Nola has been a really good pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies. He started Game 6 of the 2023 NLCS. His average fastball velocity that day was 92.9, so 93 miles an hour. All right, his first start of 2024, he was 92.1. His second start, he was 91.1. His third start of average velocity, 89.5. That's of his fastball. So it's been going down. Now, I think he pitched in the rain and the wind maybe, and that might have had something to do with it as well. But the bottom line is, you start to – but my point is these are the numbers that we all look at, and then we immediately assume something's wrong. And so, you have to take in all the other factors as well. Like sometimes you just don't have your best stuff. Sometimes you can't throw it quite as hard as you threw it the last night. Sometimes something's not cooking right.
Yeah, it's not always the elbow, too.
Yeah.
Rotator cuff,
Well,
all those
also
other
true.
things. So it's not necessarily all that ligament of the elbow.
Our new favorite, move on? We have some more summation
No,
of the Tommy John and
I
the
think
UCLs. There's Framber Valdez, the latest. It's a who's who right now of great pitchers.
And that's probably why it's being puffed up now, because you're seeing a lot of high-end guys.
How many
and repeat guys
here in town? How many? Like, not a number, but you see kids of all ages come in, right?
Oh yeah.
Are these pitchers that are coming in now? Is it shoulders, elbows equal, or is it?
I think it's probably more shoulders, really.
More shoulders
than elbows.
Okay. All right. I was just curious.
Our new favorite word. I love how these words, you never see them for 100 years, and then every story it's tendinopathy. We talked about that last week. But listen, I
sounds much worse.
If I'm the Bucks right now, I just got visions of Kevin Durant, and I sit Giannis, Dan. Giannis, we learned yesterday, going to miss the Rex. He's been bothered by a calf strain, and then he went down the other day. And it's just, if you try and play through that, aren't you just begging your Achilles to snap? Doesn't it? I mean, that's what happened with Durant, right? He's got this calf strain, and ultimately it ends to the torn Achilles. He misses a whole year, and that's what it's been it's going right down his leg, Doc. They've had Giannis on with a hamstring, then the tendinopathy, and then it's a calf strain. I mean, buddy, that you got to be careful when you're. And we talked about this. When you're compensating for one injury, you don't even realize you're putting pressure on another point.
Well, and that really is a good point, because even statistically, if you had surgery on some other part and you come back and you're not fully up to speed, there's a percentage increase in another injury in that first year back. So a similar deal. If you're not playing at full speed because you're hampered by an injury, you're going to be doing things differently, and you're at higher risk for a more significant injury, for sure.
Who was I wanted to ask Doc about the other day? E, do you remember? Wasn't it a tendinopathy one?
Was it it was the calf sprain, they call it the
It wasn't Giannis, though.
I think it wasn't Giannis.
It might have been Giannis.
Yeah, I think
was
it might have been
because they called it it was a muscle we never heard of.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. What was the muscle?
It started with an S or something. Outside of the calf. It was like
was that Giannis?
A soleus injury.
Soleus, yeah, that's what it was. Was that Giannis?
I don't know. I know I wanted to ask Doc. I said let's make a note.
No,
and I can't remember.
and then we didn't.
Of course I don't.
Hold on, let me look up soleus and it'll show up. It's EUS.
Yeah.
Soleus strain. Yeah, that's what it was. It was soleus. We never heard it again. Giannis.
Okay.
Yeah,
it was
Giannis.
Yeah.
Sounds worse. When
Going to
you know
miss
what
the rest
word
of the season, Doc, with a left soleus strain. So where is this? Is that between the calf and the Achilles?
Yeah, the whole complex is the gastroc soleus complex. So it's a combination
Sure.
of muscles there that go into the Achilles.
Yeah,
So
I'm more
it's all-
gastroc than soleus. That's just me.
Yeah. You stretch them differently, by the way. So it's one stretch with your knee.
So back to the
bent,
initial
other one
question:
with a
does he?
stretch.
Is it? Are you on high alert here, trying to play through that in it leading to the Achilles, or was the Durant a one-off? Like,
No,
does
I
the
think your
calf
point
lead
is-
to the Achilles? Yeah.
Oh, I think your point is well taken.
Yeah.
That if in that whole area, if you're
using the
stressing
bottom
that,
because this part's bothering
well,
you.
and then you can't push off quite as well.
Yeah.
And then you land flat-footed and you hyperflex it, and then the thing tears. So yeah, absolutely at higher risk for that.
Okay.
I will say this too. Do you remember last week we were talking about Julius Randle of the Knicks and the shoulder, and I was saying I know he's not going to play again. He went out and I watched him shoot. He couldn't hardly get the ball to the basket, and you were like, yeah, he's done. And he was trying to wait to see if it could heal up enough that he could get through the playoffs and have the stability. Well, that day, last Thursday, right after we talked, later in the afternoon, it came out and said he's done for the year. He's had his surgery since. He's out 5 months. And he said, there's no stability.
Yeah,
is that a labrum? What was the injury?
Yeah, apparently had a labrum tear.
I think
from an
it popped
instability
out,
issue.
dislocated, and it
dislocation is because your labrum's either gotten weak or torn. No.
Yeah, it's torn. So
Yeah.
you stretch everything out. So but it's the labrum. You reattach the labrum, retension the capsule to hold it in there.
Right.
But the thought of letting it heal and wait for X period of time, that X period is kind of 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and it's not going to work.
It's interesting, I guess, just because of the body part. Because my ankle, which I tore ligaments way back in college, and still every now and then I can feel it pop out and it'll pop back in, right? And now if I were trying to be a high impact athlete, I feel pretty confident I could tape that thing up really good and it's not going to pop out. And I don't, no matter how I roll it. But there's nothing really in the shoulder that you can do that would keep it in. You know what I mean? That would keep it in place enough to at least to get to an exit point in the off season.
Well, you don't fix all labral tears. If you get one that's not displaced and it can heal, you maintain that stability before the capsule stretches out.
Mhm.
But if you dislocate it a couple times, that labrum isn't functioning. That's about a 30% of the stability. Then you stretch the capsule out further. Then you're 60% down. That thing's going to keep coming out.
And it pops
needs
out.
fixed.
It doesn't take much to pop. Like with me, sometimes if I just shift my weight, it'll pop out and in. I can really feel it. It's to the point now it doesn't even necessarily hurt when it happens, but there's an instability
to
there.
your point, yeah. When that pops out, that's an event.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
You've got to go lethal weapon on it.
And the more you do that and put it in and out, then it rubs on
sure.
the
Makes sense.
cartilage. You can get arthritis. It's a bad
It's like
deal.
stretching out the top of your tube sock, right? I mean, eventually.
Well, similar in ankle, though. You keep rolling that thing and you bang the bones together and you damage the cartilage.
All right, we got a couple of questions from the Googans. I don't know what's an ATFL anyway. A guy's asking about the typical recovery time for a partially torn ATFL.
So ATFL is anterior tib fib ligament.
Okay.
That's the main ligament in the outside part of the ankle.
Mhm.
So if it's
Probably what I'm dealing with.
Well,
dealt with.
yours is a complete tear.
Okay.
A partial tear, you put that either in a boot or a brace. You can do up and down, straight up and down motion. You don't want to turn it sideways, where you rolled it to the side.
Does it matter that it went undiagnosed for 3 months?
It does, because you probably continue to stress it.
Okay, so
But,
would that up your recovery time?
not really.
Okay.
He's probably going to, put it in a boot for a month and then rehab it, and probably, he's probably looking at 8 weeks total.
Somebody else has I think we talked about this. Didn't we determine that it was bursitis for, who was the quarterback? Daniels?
Yeah, they had the big old lump.
Yeah,
on
we
his
saw the big
elbow.
lump. Isn't that what we said it was?
Yeah,
Fluid
that's-
buildup?
yeah.
Somebody says, one of the Googans says, can you ask Doc about a huge bursa sac on my elbow? Can they drain it? What do you do for that?
Yeah, if it's uncomfortable or real big, you can drain it. If it gets really inflamed, or we call it a septic bursitis, where it's red and angry, you can drain that out. The last thing you ever want to do to that is cut your bursa out.
Do not do that.
'Cause that's kind of the end. Okay, well, let's remove the bursa. That's a nightmare for
Okay.
everybody.
All right,
I'm
well,
just
there you go.
telling
All right,
now. So
one-
you can drain it a couple times, keep draining it, wrap it, squeeze it till it quits going.
One last one. We've been open forum today.
I
Letters
like
to the doc. I'm 36. I was skateboarding this past Saturday. Okay, that's a problem. There was no impact when my knee popped. I was midair, and I pulled my leg back, kicked the board out from under me, and my knee popped out. No swelling, no tenderness, but certain angles my knee is uncomfortable, and I can't squat down. Any ideas what I did?
Yeah, you subluxed or dislocated your kneecap.
Okay. So what is that? Can you just stay off of it, or does it have to be addressed?
Well, if it's continually popping out, that's a problem. If it's just popping, you can get a brace, do some strengthening of the quad, and see if it'll hold that thing back in place.
All right. Well, there you go. That's all we're doing on the mailbag. Anything
Doc,
else?
one more thing. You are 1 point behind the Caps. You got 4 games left, fighting for the last playoff
You being the
spot.
Penguins, the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Penguins and the Caps.
We hate the Caps. Hate the Caps.
Caps are at.
Sure, that goes way back.
Really hate the Caps.
Caps are at Buffalo. Penguins got Detroit tonight. It's a big weekend coming up for the Penguins.
Detroit is also fighting for a playoff spot, aren't they?
Yeah, if they
Buffalo probably still not very good.
trying to get it. No, Buffalo's better.
Penguins
but not
might
great.
sneak in.
Penguins could sneak in. If
Yeah.
they do, they'll be playing the Rangers. So
Oh boy.
it would be. This is my
Yeah, that'll
big
be
year.
a
I don't
drop-
need you getting in
that'll
my
be
way.
That'll be a drop gloves on the
I
puck
don't need
drop
you in
first.
my way this
Yeah.
year, Doc. I don't need
First
that.
puck drop gloves.
Big news also, weather delay pushes the Masters back to 10:30. Honorary starters begin. And by the way, that will be me and Jeff at 10:10 on the first tee.
Okay, yes, it will. At the Guggen.
Guys, move back.
Yeah.
Move back.
We're going to need some more room here.
Hicken's hitting. Get out of the way.
If you're past 170, you're good. Everyone inside of that, move to the left,
Get
move
out.
to the right.
All right, Doc.
Doc, appreciate you. We'll see you next week. That's Doc Kevin Burke, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, jacksportsdoc.com.
The drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
He writes. Done. He speaks.
Amazing, isn't it?
He's nationally syndicated sports writer Matt Hayes, and he's on XL Prime Time, afternoons 2 to 4 on 1010 XL.
All right, sports fans, Hicken here. Let's talk skin. Eye Beach Dermatology remind you to wear that sunscreen. You're an active parent. You're hanging at the fields. Maybe you like to go boating and fishing. You like to chill at the sandbar. Man, put on the sunscreen. You're the one that decided for years, I don't do that. It ain't cool. Well, cancer's not cool either. Trust me. So when grabbing the clubs for your tee time, gassing up the boat, grabbing the chairs for your kids' games, bring the screen. And by the way, if you got anything going on right now, any concerns, any moles you want to get checked, get them checked at Beach's Dermatology. Go see my guys Boudreaux and Metz, man. They're the best in the business. They've been out there for years, and they've been taking care of me for better than 2 decades. Give Beach's Dermatology a call online at beachesdermatology.com.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry, this free examination, normally $199, is yours for free and good only through Sunday. For your free examination, call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Call now.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet have just received a special allocation of new vehicles directly from the factory. Not 10, not 20, but hundreds of new vehicles with special savings that haven't been seen in years. Every new vehicle available in your favorite color and option as far as the eye can see. Plus, get our exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty with every new car purchase. Hurry to Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville before the best deals are gone.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Imagine waking up this time next week and being 100% debt-free. No credit cards, no car loan, no personal loans. Hey, it's Prosser here, and Loan Pronto's Equity Express line of credit can make that happen. Homeowners are turning their home equity into cash almost instantly. With Loan Pronto's AI-based system, you can get approval in about 10 minutes with almost no documentation, no appraisal, and no hassle. You can get hundreds of thousands of dollars out of your home. Use that money to pay off all your other loans. The average homeowner saves over $850 a month doing this. Listen, your home value's way up. You can use that to wipe out all those credit cards, get some money for a home improvement. Literally hundreds of thousands are at your fingertips, and approval is just minutes away. So call now, 904-999-1508, 904-999-1508. That's loanpronto.com at 904-999-1508. NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, equal housing lender.
Hold on tight because All Pro Roofing is unleashing some electrifying news. Brace yourselves for instant excitement. Instant roof quotes are here. Simply surf over to their website and hit the Instant Roof Quote tab. Boom! That's your ticket to a lightning-fast estimate. Head over to allproroofingllc.com. Click that Instant Roof Quote tab. What are you waiting for? Click on the Instant Roof Quote tab today at allproroofingllc.com.
License number CCC 1327056.
CDC 060138.
Jacksonville, the ultimate rock experience, Big Engine, is storming into Players Grill Mandarin, known for electric performances at NASCAR events nationwide. Join the Big Engine Freaks Friday, April 12th at 8 p.m. Players Grill, where the neighborhood meets.
Jimerson Buer is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. Jaguar outside linebacker Josh Allen re-signed with the team and commented on being glad to have the contract behind him.
I'm excited to get to work. I'm excited to be around the guys again. Know that this part is done and over with, and now it's to how can we win a Super Bowl. I'm ready to compete.
FSU football head coach Mike Norvell, following Tuesday's practice scrimmage, highlighted the play of the team's offensive line with an emphasis on one member of the unit.
Bryson Estes. I think he's playing the best football he's played since he's been here. He's really worked hard. He's playing faster, playing more confident. But he did a really nice job.
The Masters will get underway this morning, and Tiger Woods is looking beyond just making the cut. He's looking for another green jacket.
If everything comes together, I think I can get one more.
At your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, I'm Sam Nelson.
Currently, it's 8:10 and it's 71 degrees. Your time and your temp is brought to you by Buer Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Buer.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Uh-oh, it's time to meet your maker. It's time. It's come.
My maker?
Yeah. A little piece of that soul. A little piece of that soul you're giving back today. It hurts. It hurts, and it hurts hurts a lot. But here we go. Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, Grim Reaper. Yeah. E will be spinning the wheel here momentarily. We have 5 different options. We took the mile run off and put the Jelly Bean Challenge in, unbeknownst to me.
Okay.
The boys agreed to it, so that's fine with me.
I would have did either.
We also have the diaper walk, which, I mean, Doc was in here today. He says you cannot run right now, so that's up to you. It's a long way up to the sip and go up the street.
Bruh.
I'm going to invite all the Googans to come watch. Take pictures. Make it last for eternity. Send it to your guy Cliff with a bit head shake.
Look at Jeff.
What would Marshawn say when he sees that?
Boy, what you got going on like that, boy?
That's a little bit of sympathy look I'm giving you there. I don't know how you're interpreting it.
We also have the spiders and snakes, which
we're going to come up with something that's safe but frightening.
Very frightening.
I have the jelly bean. We said that one already?
Mm-hmm.
A little late. I had a little.
Yeah, that's fine. And
medical issue.
The time's coming.
Okay.
Time to spin.
Are you ready to do it? Let me get my camera ready here.
All right, let's come over here.
Excited.
I'll give everyone the play-by-play. Is the YouTube fired up? They can watch it there, right?
Yeah, the YouTube's fired up.
All right, it's about to happen here. Then we'll pay it off, and we'll be done with this dastardly son of a bee for a while. I hate the wheel. I hate it. I hate it with every fiber. It's a makeshift wheel. We used to have a better wheel, but somebody destroyed it. I still refuse to say.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to say. We saw. Now, the only thing that's different on there, where it says the milk mile, it's actually the jelly bean, junk. Is what it is. But here we are. Here's what we have. We have a respin, a couple of respins. We got a take the blow-up doll out on a date. We've gone through them a couple of times. This is where the soul gets sucked right out through my guy's nostrils. Here we go. To determine the fate, and it lands on respin. Look at it. He's hurting, man. Here we go again. He's praying, and it lands on blow-up doll dates. That's number one. He got the one he wanted. See, you got luck. You got lucky. We go ahead and apologize to Ruth's Chris for what you're about to see. Man, you had to take that nonsense to Apple. There's people ain't going to let you in with that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That is terrific. I don't care. I love that.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's the one he chose, so he got lucky. That's 2 spins in a row that the dudes got what they chose. And I think you would have taken the mile, the walk to work, wouldn't you have?
Yes.
If you had to pick, yeah.
I mean, that's 3 in a row. I don't know what kind of good fortune we're getting. The good Lord's smiling on the crew here. I mean, listen, none of them are great options, but at least you get what you of the your best of the worst. So we'll go ahead and set up the particulars. And
I'm going to have to do this though. I'm going to have to make this. I, for one, am not going on Amazon
and ordering.
So you're going to have to take care of that. Okay? I got the dog shock collar. I'll pay for the lady, but I'm not going to have anyone in my family or myself
aligned with that.
Aligned with, hey, what's this purchase?
60 Minutes look through the financial records of Dan Hicken.
So you're going to have to take care of that.
And it's not the kind of thing you can borrow, if you know what I mean.
Correct. Yeah, because Fred down the street's not going to tell you he has one.
If you know anybody that has one, it's probably time to end the friendship.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So, anyway, is that cool? Are you okay with that? We need you to purchase that, immediately.
Oh, I'm on Amazon right now.
Okay.
Make sure you get a pretty one.
Get a pretty lady.
And by the way, There's no fringe benefits here. When the date's over, we're puncturing that thing. Okay?
We're not if you grow close to her, we're not keeping it. We're not keeping her, E.
Do not form a relationship because she getting stabbed as soon as dinner's over.
This is a wonderful wonderful time.
Nikes.
You, Jeff, me, and Yoda will be eating at the table close to you, but not next to you.
No, we want to. Yeah, we don't want you. We want you to be on an island.
Yeah,
just to get the reaction from everyone.
Yes. So looking forward to that.
We can do a lunch show. We'll give you. We're not going to make you go out at 7:00 on a Friday and set a. We should make him set a reservation for 2. Reservation for 2. Thallerand.
The boys are offering restaurants right now
on the
text line.
Okay.
So
yeah, we will clothe the doll. The doll will be dressed up and looking pretty.
Yeah. Oh no,
you don't take. Yes. No. You put clothes on the doll.
Dolls unclothed.
Yeah, you won't get into anywhere if you don't.
Yeah, you will. I've seen them many times. I've had it sent to me where
they weren't clothes.
They were not in clothes.
Oh.
Yeah, because all of these are buck naked, so I might have to.
Oh yeah, it's buck naked, buddy.
Booty naked.
Well, you can borrow some clothes from Molly. Dress her up. Oh, here we go.
You Googans or something.
Is it a $35 blow up or a $300 latex?
Yeah, don't get one personalized, or we're gonna know what your intent is. Yeah, it's got. This is fair too. It's got to have the red lips with the brown. Oh, good Lord. By the way, man, I just pray to sweet Jesus, no one that's hearing this right now has one of these things. I mean, we need deep personal connection.
Boys are lighting you up, E.
You got to buy her a meal, too. Can I finish that for you, honey? Buy her a meal and then just shove it in the mouth. Shove it in her mouth.
Hey, I got to take it, man. It is what it is.
It is what it is. I like that. Go to the Cheesecake Factory. You know, you caught Guff for that once. I'm sure she won't complain.
She ain't going to trip.
She'll be fine.
That's enough of the oh, no, that's terrible. Who just sent me that?
Oh, dear.
Oh, there's some. Yeah. Some of these are just.
Yeah. We can't repeat much of this, y'all.
No.
We're in the treehouse right now, and the 9-year-olds are using language they never heard before.
All right, we got to move on.
All right, there we go.
But yeah, that's done. He'll take care of that, and we'll get that done next week, probably. Once
at the end, just give her a nice kiss when dinner's over, and we'll move on to the next one, and just hope and pray that we don't lose brunch with the tour.
All right, breaking news: the Browns and star running back Nick Chubb have reworked their deal, lowers his base to $11.775 million. Chance to earn it back in incentives. Chubb working his way back from a serious knee injury.
$11 million is good for a running back, especially one coming off an ACL.
Yeah, his was wasn't that one of those big blowouts?
Oh gosh, yeah.
So anyway, he'll be out for quite. We'll see when he gets back. Yeah. Calipari says that Arkansas NIL will be ready for him. He doesn't have to go out and do it anymore. So, yeah. Mike Trout has hit 51 home runs in his last 162 games, by the way.
He's still one now?
Hit 51 home runs in his last 162.
Yeah, and he's, quote, slumping.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is there's been availability of late. Trout's been sidelined, a number of times in the last 3 or 4 years. It feels like. I'm not looking at his stat sheet, but it sure feels like he's missed a significant time. The key sports story this morning, the Masters delayed.
Mm-hmm.
I got a kick out of the par 3 yesterday. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. By the way, the last thing you want – who won the par 3?
I think Ricky did.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is win the par 3, right? We've never had a par 3 winner win the tournament.
Yeah.
But, Gary Woodlands had such a medical comeback. He had brain surgery back in September, I believe. I saw a nice long franchise piece on him that was just really touching, and just what you go through as a family and otherwise. I mean, the thought that you might get to continue playing golf probably seemed far-fetched at times, but to be all the way back and in this year's Masters and at the par 3 yesterday with his wife and 3 little kids in tow, knocked it in the hole for a hole-in-one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Apparently.
Let me ask you this question about that, because I love these hypotheticals.
Okay.
Just having a problem coming out with that one.
Wow.
It's not that hard, but I couldn't find it. Anyway, I love these hypotheticals.
Call it early onset.
And I would love to see this, by the way. Take 4, 8, 9, 10 handicaps.
Okay, that's me.
Yeah. You get to play Augusta.
Okay. I'm in.
Tournament conditions, tournament time. In other words, the fans are there.
Yeah, you're playing in the tournament.
Yeah, you're playing what they're playing.
Mm-hmm.
What do you shoot? The thought was 7, 8, 9 handicaps are shooting over 100.
I think it depends on why you're a 7, 8, 9 handicap, and this is what I mean. And this is not even a humble brag. It's just a reality of my sketchy golf game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a really good putter.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would think at Augusta, where the biggest challenge at Augusta is going to be the green, managing the greens, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'd give myself a real fighting chance of at least breaking 100 in tournament conditions.
Tournament conditions.
You're right. Now, if it was just
with the crowd, also
that would not bother me.
Okay.
I mean, that maybe for the first few shots or first few holes, but I think that would not be a factor.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you another thing that will be big there though is the distance. And listen, it also depends. What is your goal? If your goal is to break 100, then you cannot try and make your best score on every hole and not make your worst, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure I could play for bogey on every hole and manage to not double bogey more than 9 of them, and that's a 99. So, and again, I'm not claiming to be any kind of golfer that I'm not. I know plenty of guys that go up there in tournament conditions and break 90.
So this guy, Rick Golf's one of those dudes. He says he got to play Augusta a couple years ago after the tournament. He was scared because he hadn't been playing well. He was a 7 handicap, ballooned to a 10 handicap, said he was playing like a 15.
Okay. 15, then he probably didn't break 100.
He said it was cold, 40 degrees at tee off. I hit just one driver on the range. It went 40 yards right on Magnolia Lane. I was nervous. Called to the first tee. The first hole, we get to the tee box. My head is spinning. I can't feel my hands, both due to the cold and nervousness. Rick lead us off. Dear God, it's really happening. 226 on the drive, a little bit into the bunker on the right there.
Yep.
Looks like he went.
That'd be trouble. I wouldn't want to start my round at Augusta from that bunker, having to hit up the hill, get past another bunker.
He chunked it to
probably made
60.
about an 8. I'm saying he made a 7 or 8.
Got it to 23 feet and 2 putts.
Also, he made a 5.
Yeah.
That's what you see. That's and that's it. Now look, that's a big difference between a 7 and a 15.
Mm-hmm.
15 doesn't do that. That's why one's a 15 and one's a 7. Yeah. And
here's another example. Second hole, you know that, par 5.
Yeah.
Hammers his drive, rolls out well, 272.
He hit it 272. Yeah.
Yeah.
Believable. Yeah. That's
hits
not
his
super
3
long
wood.
down.
Hits his 3 wood a little thin, gets into the right front bunker.
Okay.
Hit his bunker shot 24 feet above the hole.
2 putt for par?
I learned a valuable lesson. My caddy tells me it's fast. I hit it too firm, hit it past 15 feet, missed the next, and the 3 putt means bogey.
Yeah.
He goes, you will start to sense a theme. So
you got to get below the hole. That's true. There's a lot of little nuanced things. I think it would also make a huge difference. Can I also do it with a Masters tourney experienced caddy? Because that'll save you 3 or 4 shots over the course of the round.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to do that. I'm on Ricky Fowler's back, and he can't hit that shot. You need somebody to tell you that sometimes.
Go ahead to hole 4, 170-yard par 3, the greatest shot I've ever hit. Also the hole, I think, what if more than any others. My caddy tells me to hit it 180 with my draw. I grab my 6-iron and straight flush it. It towers high. It starts to move to the left. The caddies start to get excited. Go in. It lands. It rolls toward the hole. My stomach is sick. It's going in. Alas, it rolls right over the right side of the hole, 2 feet past.
Nice.
Tapping birdie's amazing. But I was an inch from a hole and one at Augusta.
Wow.
I kind of wanted to cry.
I'm having a hard time picturing number 4. I can picture 6.
Yeah.
I don't know that hole, par 3. And then because after 4, it's the short par 4, right?
Right. So the guy plays it anyway. Long story, goes through each hole here, and you can look at it. But he shot 88.
Okay.
So
I'd like to think
7
that.
handicapper. Now,
I didn't want to overshoot and state anything, but to be honest with you, I would really be trying to break 90. That's what I'd be trying to do. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I would.
Yeah.
But that's what I would be trying to do, would be break 90.
It's not the longest course in the
Correct.
world.
And I do really think it matters what kind of putter you are. It does. I mean, there are 4 handicaps that might shoot higher than an 8 handicap, depending on how they putt. And I say that about this course especially.
He said hole 18 is hard to put into words how narrow the tee shot appears. It's very intimidating. I step up.
Which hole?
18.
Okay.
I step up, hit a really good drive, ends up just short of the fairway bunker, which is where a lot of them go. The hole plays very uphill, as we all know. Takes his 5-iron, flushes at the right back pin. It lands just short of the top level, though, and rolls back. Finally, I would hit my long putt 6 feet by and miss the comebacker, another bogey, a 9 over 45 on the back.
Here's another way to look at it. If a group of 10 handicappers entered the Masters as a scramble, how many team members would be needed to win?
Yeah. How many? 10?
10 handicappers. I'd say a 10 handicapper would probably go out and play a scramble, and they you'd probably shoot 5-6 under.
Yeah.
So I mean a 4. I'd take a 5th just for some insurance, but I think 4 10 handicappers would hang. They'd be near the top.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting.
By the way, E, apparently there's a place in town you can walk in, walk out for the not have to order it.
Oh, Destiny already on the way.
Destiny, you gave her a name.
That's what it says.
Destiny's on the way?
Yeah, she's on the way.
Okay. How does she look?
You go have to wait and see, bro.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
I'm just curious about this.
Uh-huh.
Is she a girl of color or no?
Yeah. That's a good question.
I was just wondering. Which way did you go, E?
What you mean?
Oh, my gosh. All right. We talked a lot about Josh Allen and the signing of his deal. Listen, if Josh Allen can continue what he's doing, now we've got Eric Armstead. Now you got Trayvon Walker coming off a 10-sack season. Listen, that becomes a top upper echelon defensive line, yes? What if Devon Hamilton comes all the way back, which many think he will?
Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're just dead targeted, it seems, on corner or receiver, and probably those two positions in the first 2 rounds. It wouldn't be a shocker if another position snuck in there.
Yeah.
But let me just offer you this. I brought this stat up earlier. I started thinking in terms of the Josh Allen contract and the fact that we had a guy with 17.5 sacks, yet we were still 24th in the league in sacks with only 40. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then I started thinking to myself, and I know that the Chiefs-Eagles year was a year that we're like, wow, they're top 2 in sacks. But no, take it further. The last 5 years, the team that won the Super Bowl has been top 5 in sacks.
Really?
And 4 of the years, they were top 3.
The Chiefs were last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were second in the league last year in sacks.
Okay.
The Ravens were first, another good team.
Yeah.
We got to get to the quarterback.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure. Listen,
fact.
let me ask you this.
Okay.
If the Jaguars went from 40 sacks to 55, okay, would that translate into more wins than if Trevor went from 24 touchdowns to 35?
Well, Trevor has to.
But if he does, one of the two, if Trevor had the exact same, if the Jags had 55 sacks last year, would they have won the division?
Yeah.
50, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that it doesn't seem to me.
55 last year would have had you 4th in the NFL. Yeah.
That's the number. 50 is the number, really, but 55 up there, and you get into that category. But the bottom line is, there's Mahomes and Stafford and Brady.
What about the Chiefs sacks last year?
They spread them out. But, no, you had Chris Jones and Karlaftis both had double digits.
Let me look
like 12, like 12 and a half. They had
Tranquil had 4.5.
That
Justin
Dana
Reed
guy had
3.
6.
Trent McDuffie had 3. Leo Chenal had 3. Mike Dana had 6.5. Karlaftis had 10.5. Jones had 10.5.
10.5, not 12.
So they had a 6.
They spread it out.
Yeah. Adds up quick. Oh,
I guess,
7 from Amenahu, who got hurt, didn't even play the Super Bowl. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so they
well, my point would be this then, Hick.
Mm-hmm.
And look, it looks like if you were targeting an edge rusher, or if an edge rusher, wow, oh my gosh, I've got to do this. Really, the only guy that looks like would fit that value would be Jared Verse. Like, this isn't a philosophical question about that position being available. There is no other edge rusher who's going to qualify as the 17th pick. No, the Dallas Turner is the only other one that's been given any kind of like high ceiling edge rush projection at this point. And he's going to go in the top 10 most likely to the Falcons. So Verse is really the only guy that would tempt you there, I think, if you're the Jags. But I wonder if they would be tempted. If you had Jared Verse, Trayvon Walker, Eric Armstead, and Josh Allen, with Roy Robertson Harris and Devon Hamilton resurging through the middle.
Yeah.
Just a thought. And I know our eyes are on getting Trevor number 1 receiver.
A lot of people, listen, I see Verse show up in a lot of the mocks. So
he falls some, and in some he doesn't.
Yeah.
To where the Jags pick.
Well, Eric Armstead's a big addition because not only is he better than anyone else we have inside, okay, but he'll make the other two on the outside, I think, better.
Yeah.
Like Eric Armstead had 5 sacks last year. Now, the year before, he had none. He had 6, 3.5, 10, 3, 1.5, 2.5, and 2. So chances are he's going to be a 3 to 5 sack guy. But again, does he make the guys outside better? And the thought process there would be yes, which would be.
There is this, and this is a fair concern, but of like, well, hold on, man. I had a guy in year 2 jump up to 10 sacks. Do I want to take him off that edge where he was starting to find success? I mean, I know we all dream of this, putting Trayvon Walker, would he be better inside? How many dudes had 10 sacks in the league last year?
Yeah.
Now, he didn't have the amount of pressures and other, not what's impressive about Josh Allen, the 17.5, he was also top 5, I'm pretty sure, in pressures in the NFL. He had fumble recoveries, and he had, he just made plays all over the field. Chop Robinson, I guess, is the name people are saying could be tempting there.
22 guys, Walker last with 10 sacks. 22 guys had 10 sacks.
Okay.
That's Bryce Huff, Zach Sealer, that Miami kid, Karlaftis, Bosa, Landry, Chris Jones, Leonard Floyd, Bradley Chubb, Hassan Reddick, Kayvon Thibodeau, Aiden Hutchinson, Danico Autry, Jonathan Grenard. A lot of these guys change teams, too. It's crazy. Why would you let these guys go? Makes no sense to me. Daniil Hunter, new team. Montez Sweat got traded. Jonathan Grenard, new team. Danico Autry, new team. Hassan Reddick, new team. Leonard Floyd, new team. Gee whiz. Weird. All right, let's do this. We'll take a break. We'll keep it rolling. This is The Drill. It's Thursday edition. Having some fun here. We got E's wheel punishment.
Yeah, he'll be
it's
taking
all set up.
Destiny, apparently, is her
Destiny's
name. He'll be taking
coming. He has
Destiny.
a date with Destiny is what he has.
You have a date with Destiny in more ways than one. Somebody on the text line has offered to pay for the meal, so you might want to go sorting through some of these responses.
You might want to check out the text line and set that up.
And so, and we're not going to, we won't dilly-dally. This will happen next week.
Now,
He's got a big
I have a
date.
question.
Yeah.
Does E have to buy her a meal and have it served to her? Yes, right?
Come on, that's just a waste of money.
Yeah, we'll pay for it.
Yeah,
you ain't going to pay anything.
Regardless of who paying for it.
My date, it's not a date if she just sits there. Do you
Can't
act like
just
she's not
sit there.
We'll eat together.
You got to talk to her.
Are you going to feed her?
My date will have the chicken fingers. You just shove them right in.
We'll share.
This is The Drill. It's a Customs Resurgence Thursday.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Sports sounds better on radio.
I love it. I love it.
You get the most live sports on 1010XL.
If you're an experienced, skilled plumber or welder that's MedGas certified and you're tired of working for a company that just doesn't treat you right, Local 234 is the place for you. Their pay is the best in the business. You'll walk away with $35.09 an hour in your pocket. With benefits, that's just over $50 an hour. Local 234 has been around since 1901, and that means something. Visit UA234.com to send your resume. Local 234. Make the right connection.
Attention men and women. If you would like to get your hair back, then you need to listen to some of our clients. John in Orange Park.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS. Find out how to grow your hair back with a free hair and scalp examination. Mike from Bay Meadows.
I finally found the most experienced company who could restore my hair. Now I have hair where I had none before.
Results guaranteed. Diane from Ponte Vedra.
Now I have what lotions couldn't give me. Thick, beautiful hair.
Find out why you're losing your hair and how to grow your hair back. Call 904-777-IHRS for a limited time free hair and scalp examination.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
Thank you, IHRS.
Thanks, IHRS, for giving me my hair back.
Hurry, this free examination, normally $199, is yours for free and good only through Sunday. For your free examination, call IHRS at 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Call now.
Hey, gang, Hicken here from our friends at Rhino Shield. Man, what a great time to get your house, your small business painted. And I mean, it's a great time for you and a great time for Rhino Shield. Their beautiful, durable coatings never chip, crack, or peel, man. Never. And they back it up, 25-year warranty, right? No mold, no mildew, no algae. That water intrusion, don't worry. Once you paint your house, coat your house with Rhino Shield, you are taken care of. It saves you thousands compared to the cost of repainting. And listen up, right? As we head into spring, 0% financing, up to 25% off right now. It's so easy to paint your home with Rhino Shield. So you say, Hick, what do I do? I'll tell you what you do. You get your free estimate today at rhinoshieldjax.com. That's rhinoshieldjax.com.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet have just received a special allocation of new vehicles directly from the factory. Not 10, not 20, but hundreds of new vehicles with special savings that haven't been seen in years. Every new vehicle available in your favorite color and option as far as the eye can see. Plus, get our exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty with every new car purchase. Hurry to Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville before the best deals are gone.
I like to be active, and as you get older, I know it because I am older. You're more prone to injury, and I could not get rid of the pain.
QC Kinetics patient Diane Richardson talking about how a hiking injury left her in awful pain.
No one wants to live in pain. I certainly don't want to live in pain. I don't have time for pain.
Diane had heard about regenerative medicine, so she called QC Kinetics and started treatment right away. And the results were incredible.
I couldn't believe it. I honestly was skeptical, but the pain went from a 10 to a 0.
QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in using natural biologics, healing properties from your own body to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. There's no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime.
The result was phenomenal. I mean, I was not feeling any pain. I'm able to do everything that I want to do.
If you have pain from arthritis or injury, this may be the solution you're looking for. Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation.
It was a game changer.
904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
It's Need to Breathe, live at Daly's Place, April 28th. For your last chance to win tickets to Need to Breathe, text BREATHE to the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010 now.
Have you been dreaming of enhancing your living space with top-quality custom windows and doors? Well, now's the 30-day spring sale with Renewal by Andersen. Save $300 on every window, $825 on all patio doors. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. This offer expires April 30th and restrictions apply. Renewal by Andersen, a better way to a better window. Visit rbafla.com.
License number CGC 1527613.
It doesn't get any better than live country music. Enjoy Daryl Ray at Players Grill Miramar this Friday at 7 p.m. with discount cocktails while the local star rocks out. Players Grill Miramar, where the neighborhood meets.
This is my bar.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyoublow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
Hey Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
AC's broke, it ain't no joke. Call Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. FloridaHomeAC.com.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
It's a date with destiny. You'll be crooning her always and forever.
I've been told Destiny is watching her carbs, so she can only feed her meat.
With you.
Oh, goodness. You know, chicken fingers.
Just like a dream to me that somehow came true.
Milkshake, 2 straws. That's a good idea. Maybe take her out for a slow dance.
Potentially. Wash the hands.
We got a life of love that won't ever change. Destiny, I look at you and my heart fills with joy.
They may not let him in Cracker Barrel, that homespun value over there, but we get him in somewhere for breakfast. I like that idea of making it a breakfast date.
Do it live.
Do it live.
We'll have Yoda over there videotaping it.
There you go. You wanted it, you got it, Chief. You're
Welcome to the
you're
club,
on the
E.
board. Yep, you're on the club. We're in like the 10 timers club. You got
Welcome to the club.
A lot of catching up to do, but yeah, there you go. If you've not been aware yet, the Masters is pushed back to 10:30. The afternoon tee times look like they're also delayed a couple of hours. So, yeah, if you had a mid to late afternoon tee time, you're not going to get your first round done, which means you're going to have an awful busy Friday. The good news is this bad weather blows through, and she gone. It's going to be beautiful from about noon today through the finale on Sunday. So, kick back, and I guess the good news is if you get off work 4 or 5 o'clock, and you'll be able to see more golf than normal because they'll go right up until sunset, I'm sure.
Eugene Fournette has written an article about the stadium. As we off the field, it's really the most important piece of work that must be completed here, and it's supposed to be completed within the next, I'd say, month, right? 30 days.
The negotiation part?
Yeah. Well, it needs to get to city council.
An agreement, yeah.
Mr. Salem was on with us. I don't know if he's a doctor.
I don't
City Council President Ron Salem was on with us, and he said he needs 60 days to kind of get through it and get it through City Council, and then away we'll go. And we know that they're working on it. The dust won't settle until May at the earliest. On stadium negotiations, recent agreements for the Bills and Titans do offer some, according to Eugene, signposts for what the $1.4 billion stadium deal in Jacksonville might look like for taxpayers and fans. It's interesting. It says $1.4 billion stadium deal. I thought it was a $2 billion stadium deal. So already there's been some give and take. The lease is important. The Bills and Titans have provisions binding them to play at the stadium for the entirety of their 30-year lease. The Bills and Titans agreed they won't even talk to anyone about moving for the first 25 years. So there's some parameters.
And you would like to think that the show of support would be enough if you build $1 billion stadium, that you would have to put language in that they're not going to haul butt in 6 years. But no, I hear you.
You got to cover yourself.
I got you.
It's just the big difference. There's a couple differences. One, the Bills last month reported about, or the Buffalo News reported about the personal seat licenses.
Yeah, they don't
we
like
talked about
that.
those. Yeah. The Jaguars have said they won't seek to sell personal seat licenses, and that's not something the team and the city have discussed at any length. It didn't seem right for either side, said Mike Weinstein, who is kind of overseeing the deal for the city side, right? Another big difference is that Buffalo, New York, the states give money.
Yeah.
Florida does not.
Mm-hmm.
So we're on our own on this baby. So it's Jacksonville and the Jaguars to do it. So that changes things a little bit as well. So anyway.
You know what's awesome that we hardly think about, because you got to get through the negotiation and the deal and the agreement, but just to get past all of that and really think 3-4 years into the future, what a beautiful facility we're going to have every Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's like moving from, your first, 2-bedroom flat to some mansion at the beach.
It is, but it's also like when you build a house, and we haven't built one in 20 years. We've been in our house for 20 years. But when you build a house and you go through the process, you add. You want and your original plan, and then you start to chop.
Overruns, right?
Then you got to start to chop.
But I don't care, dude. It really just seeing even the best version in the renderings, it does make you realize just how yuck our stadium has become.
Yeah.
It really has.
It's awful.
It's awful.
Yeah.
We really do. It's a terrible stadium. The concourses are narrow, and it's just we need a big, wide open concept.
Need an overhang to
We're
keep
in
the
Florida.
sun off.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it will be awesome.
It's going to be awesome. And look, with Josh Allen in the fold for the next 5, and Trevor Lawrence certainly gives us a better, driver of the machine than we've maybe ever had around here. Maybe we'll win an AFC Championship game in that brand new stadium.
A year ago, the Jags summarized an example of how stadium renovations could cost $1.2 to $1.4 billion. The city would pick up 67% of the tab, a range of $8 to $934 million for taxpayers. But neither the Jags nor the city has said publicly since negotiations began what the cost share for the stadium would be. Jacksonville, of course, is a small market city. We all know that. There are small market challenges compared to the rest of the NFL, so that affects how much the team can generate in local revenue from ticket sales and sponsorships. London will remain on the docket.
I would like.
I know the amount of games in London.
Well, I think one of the things that's being floated, and I would be so much more in favor of this, is that, and I think it's fair for the city to put these things in if we're going to do it. Listen, the whole idea of London is you can't get the revenue you can from a great new stadium.
Yeah,
that revenue should be in part replaced by the full term schedule here at home. But the one thing that I would just almost put as a minimum. I mean, and I say that, and I'm not staring down. I'm doing, at the end of the day, if it were me, I'm rolling over. Whatever it takes to keep y'all, that's where I am. But anyway, I know everyone's not like that. But I would like to have the provision that, you can play a game in London every other year. The year we have 9 home games. In 8, don't go from 8 to 7.
Yeah, both agreements allow teams to play 1 home game per year elsewhere if it's part of a league-wide program. That would let the teams play a home game overseas in London.
Well, see, that means you only get 7 in the new stadium.
Jaguars have played 10 of their home games in London since 2013.
And 2 road games now. Or 1. Last year was the first year we did 2, yeah.
Yeah, and I think they're doing that. Well, they are doing that again this year.
Yeah.
New York State puts up $280 million over 30 years for maintenance and operations.
Do we know for sure the Jaguars are doing that this year? Like, the second opponent hadn't been named.
Yeah, we all know who it is. Chicago and the Jets, right? Isn't that the deal?
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Chicago's playing one over there.
Yeah.
As a home game.
Right. We got a home game.
We're going to move the Jets over there. It hasn't been announced.
Yeah.
That's what everybody
I just wasn't sure about that second part of the Quinella, but that would be that'd be a nice setup. That's an opportunity for 2 wins.
Yeah,
although the Jets are an interesting team, kind of Aaron Rodgers out of sight, out of mind. They had a lot of other pieces anyway. I'm not going down that path.
No. And then, of course, the current lease right now goes through 2029. The city and the team have been working on a timetable for construction to start in 2026. I like the time frame right now. 2026, finished in time for 2028, with a chance of only having to play away for 2027. In other words, 2026, they might be able to play in Jacksonville at a reduced rate of 45,000 fans. I would take that over them playing 2 years out of sight.
Well, and here's what we offer this argument. The problem with that is you are excluding Upper Deck or whoever it is.
Yeah.
But when you really think of it, are more than 45,000 going to make the trip to Orlando to watch the team every week? No way.
No way.
Now, if we're really good, maybe. I don't. How many season tickets are you going to be able to sell in that per day? And by the way, if you are a season ticket holder, do those years stop your process?
Right.
Like, does that just become general admission tickets or package tickets? Like, if I'm a season ticket holder, I don't want part of my season ticket contract to include having to go to Orlando for home games. So anyway, there's all that. The big news yesterday, obviously, was Josh Allen, and can he live up to this contract? There was one comment I was interested in here, maybe more than others, in part because of the narrative yesterday, and that is, this notion that you play harder or that you're more focused or that you're more prepared if you're in a contract year. And so, the cynical would say, well, Josh Allen's 17.5, it's a contract year. He's going to do that every year. He was asked yesterday, ET cut 12, how do you live up to this contract after those 17.5 and a breakout season a year ago?
So for me, it's to get back in that lab, figure out get back to doing what I do, training with a purpose, training with the mindset of that I am the best. And if they want to, we got a big target on our back.
Yeah, so there's just a part of it. And he also said at one point that, it wasn't just a contract year. I became a better football player, and he credits working away from the facility with part of that. And I wouldn't say a thing. If he missed OTAs last year, we raised an eyebrow, and it didn't mean a damn thing. No. If Josh Allen thinks he's better off missing OTAs and doing what he did last year, knock yourself out, friend.
100%.
The evidence is in your side right now. Detective Larry is on the. He wasn't calling you to make an early arrest for indecency, was he?
Oh gosh, I hope not.
I don't think so.
Okay, good. Well, let's get Larry in here this morning.
I hope he's not going to tell us we're breaking the law here.
I don't think we are.
All right. Morning, Larry.
Hey, Larry.
Good morning, guys. Listen, bro, as a former sex crime detective, 13 years in jail. So I'm telling you, make sure you got clothes on that dog, and make sure that dog looks like it's over 30, man, because otherwise Karen's going to be calling on you, man.
Hey, man.
Okay?
I'm trying to deal with Karen.
Thank you, Larry. I appreciate that. That's
Keep
good.
your hands to yourself.
That's a tough ass.
We got a man who's graduated through the sex crimes division. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, let's go. So we will clothe Destiny.
He's a perp now. We'll come back with more. It's a Custom Tree Surgeons Thursday.
The Drill on 1010XL. From the studios of Republic Services, we'll handle it from here. Every day we deliver more Jacksonville sports than...
Chance of Duval at a Jags game.
1010XL.
Hey, gang, when it comes to insurance, we think like this, don't we? We pay those monthly premiums. Sometimes we add them up in our heads, and that's a lot, right? So if something happens and we need you, man, we need you. And that's what the Kaproskis do. Craig and Chris Kaproski, part of the Goosehead family, take care of all of our insurance needs. And when I say take care, I mean it. Something happens to you, you call the Kaproskis, they answer, and they jump on it immediately. If they don't answer, they call you right back. Something we like to call customer service, and the Kaproskis do not take that lightly. So if you're in the market for homeowners, auto, flood, boat insurance, small business, listen, the Kaproskis will be there for you at your time of need. And how do I know this? Because I speak firsthand. They've been there. They've helped me many times. I've helped my daughter. They've helped my son many times. They call. You call them. They call you back. Get an insurance checkup today. Craig.Kaproski@goosehead.com, K-O-P-R-O-S-K-I. Craig.Kaproski@goosehead.com, or call them 478-8422, 478-8422.
Let Hodges Mazda find the perfect Mazda SUV just for you. Lauren Brooks here. Transition from city streets to off-road trails in a newly leased 2024 Mazda CX-50 for only $316 a month, or lease the stunning 5-passenger 2024 Mazda CX-30 for only $298 a month. Our professional non-commissioned sales team always puts your best interest first. Plus, every vehicle purchase comes with 2 years free maintenance. Visit Hodges Mazda today or shop online at HodgesMazda.com for the Hodges Mazda difference. See dealer for details, lease terms, and fees for qualified applicants expires April 30th, 2024.
He's a former coach with 2 sons who played professional basketball. Satch Sullinger's a competitive individual, but his golf game was suffering because of painful joints.
Right, that's real important. The golf game. Right. As we get older, we create these bad habits because we're relegated to hit a certain way.
QC Kinetics used regenerative treatments, all natural healing properties from Satch's own body, to restore those damaged joints and get his golf game back on track.
QC Kinetics Regenerative Medicine is regenerating me. All natural. And that's what I'm about. I'm going to tell everybody why I'm better.
Oh, and by the way, looks like the competitive Satch is back.
We're all in the same boat, and I'm getting better, and I'm watching them stay old.
Go to QCKinetics.com. Get relief and your game back. Call for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting! AgPro Sign and Drive event is offering 0% for 84 months with no money down on a John Deere compact utility tractor with loader. Limited time offer. Visit your local AgPro dealer today. Offer ends April 30th, 2024. Subject to approved credit. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On April 11, 1965, Jack Nicklaus wins the second of his 6 Masters titles in Augusta, beating Gary Player and Arnold Palmer by a record 9 strokes.
Cross, I'm thinking about changing my name.
Again? You're already the media mogul, the straw that stirs the drink, the Duke of Pablo Bay. Now what?
Refer to me as Dreamfinder's Danny Hicken.
What in the blazes? Is this a cash grab?
No, it's just that I believe so much in Dreamfinder's Homes. 20 locations in Northeast Florida, official home builder of Jags and Gators. Great opportunity for first-time homeowners.
All right, Dreamfinder's Danny it is.
Did I mention the lowest interest rates you can find? Visit dreamfindershomes.com. Now let Dreamfinder's Danny celebrate through the majesty of song. Dreamfinders, I believe they will build your home just right.
Hey, this is Stevie Beechurst of Beechurst Plumbing. Growing up in Jacksonville, I was always proud when my dad would point at a building and say, I did the plumbing for that. That's the same kind of pride we instill in every plumber here at Beechurst Plumbing. And that's the kind of pride you can expect when you hire Beechurst Plumbing for your home or business. Right now, we're doing New Year's specials to get your project going. To find out how we can help you, visit beechurstplumbing.com. BETROS plumbing.com. Beechurst Plumbing, here to help.
You don't have to be a football star to get a signing bonus. The team at Republic Services needs your skills, and they're paying up to $5,000 for you to join the roster. You'll be joining a winner. As an essential business, the Republic Services trucks have not stopped rolling with hourly and weekly pay and better benefits and vacation packages than the rest of the league. Driver trainees, $1,000 sign-on bonus. CDL drivers, $3,000. Diesel mechanics, $5,000 bonus. Join the winning team at Republic Services today. Visit republicservices.com.
Equal opportunity employer. Divorce, menonly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to divorcemenonly.com. divorcemenonly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
The Jacksonville Icemen are playoff bound. There are 3 regular season home games left. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena. The Icemen fight for a division title this weekend, starting Friday against the Savannah Ghost Pirates. The first 1,000 fans get a Fang the Mascot bobblehead. Then Saturday at 7 and Sunday at 3, it's the Atlanta Gladiators. Get tickets at Ticketmaster, JacksonvilleIcemen.com, or call 904-602-PUCK. Icemen hockey is hashtag Fire Within.
The 2024 draft is almost here.
The Jaguars are now on the clock.
Join us at Everbank Stadium Thursday, April 25th for the official draft party presented by Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Be there as the Jaguars make the 17th overall pick, and don't miss the unveiling of the official 30th season logo that you voted on. We're getting the party started at 7 p.m. Tickets are free, so register today at jaguars.com/draft party. We can't wait to see you there.
The Jacksonville Jaguars select
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
All right, welcome back. Charging towards 9 o'clock nasty. Masters pushed back to, what did they say, 10:30, I believe. 10:30.
10:30.
10:30. So Tiger goes off at like 4 o'clock, which means he's going to have to cram in a bunch of different. He's going to play 36 in a condensed period of time.
So that's going to go against him.
I told you guys, Club Shay Shay, which is Shannon Sharp's pod, he had on cigar smoking, hat wearing Cam Newton.
Mm-hmm. Insight providing Cam Newton.
And he talked a lot about his time at Florida, and it was really interesting stuff, and it's worth a listen. It's just not worth. I'd play it for you here. It'd take Ia honestly the rest of the day to clean it up.
Yeah,
there's a lot of F-bombs, and I mean, just that's Cam. But a couple things that stood out, and he talked about. Listen, they didn't even scratch the surface in Swamp Kings, which we kind of all knew, right? I mean, he said you should go talk to Percy, go talk to Joe Harden, go talk. I mean, he said. These guys all do it for free. They'll tell you everything that went on there. He loved Florida. He enjoyed his time there. He didn't tell the whole. I mean, he gave it the Cam version, right? So the truth is usually in between.
Of course,
right? So it wasn't the computer. There was another incident that he had. It might have been cheating. There was something else that happened to him too while he was there. But anyway, he ended up leaving once. He made up his mind to leave. He was there 2 years. And he really didn't get on the field. He had to go run against Tennessee. He didn't play hardly at all. And he made up his mind to leave after 2 years when Tim Tebow said, "I'm coming back," which I understand.
Also makes sense.
Yeah. And
the interesting thing was I wasn't kicked out of Florida. I got no animosity towards Florida. I left because the playing time wasn't going to be there.
Right.
If there was an animosity, I'm not happy about this from his time there. It sounds like them not sending him a national championship ring, even though he was on the team. That sounds like weak sauce.
That is weak on Urban's part.
Of course, he went on and won his own, so it's probably not bothering him.
Won a JUCO and he won a.
Yeah, JUCO don't count.
And also something interesting.
Not compared to what Florida did. That's all I mean.
Something interesting that he said, although he wanted to play, he said the person that he was then at Florida, he wouldn't have been able to be the leader like Tebow was.
Yeah.
Now the Cam Newton at Auburn, that guy would have been able to have been that same leader for Florida. So that was interesting. So like you said, he gave a lot of big ups to Timmy because without Timmy, he said it would have been him
He said he learned a lot, right, from Tebow,
Right.
and he said the way he brought the competitiveness every day
Out of everybody.
he got the best out of everybody. And so, I mean, again, and he said, look, Tim Tebow, you can make an argument he's the best college football player of all time. He's certainly top 5, I believe. That's
what he said, yeah.
that's what he said. So,
Yeah,
and Cam Newton had a greater season than Tim Tebow.
You know what's funny? Can this be true?
Mm-hmm.
Can Tebow be outside of the top 5 in college football quarterback history, but be in the top 5 in college football
Player.
history?
Yeah.
Is that possible?
Absolutely.
I guess, in a way, yeah.
It seems counterintuitive.
It's
How
weird.
can you be outside the top 5 quarterbacks all time, but you're a top 5, if not top 3, all-time college football player?
Yeah, it's weird, but he definitely is, man. That man probably the greatest
Like,
college player of all time.
because as good as Tebow is, how could you ever say anyone had a better year than Joe Burrow?
Right.
Right? But he 70. But that was
quarterbacking for real.
strict quarterbacking.
Yeah.
Cam, by the way, deserves to be right up there with Tebow. His year at Auburn and what he did there was just
Yeah.
almost as impressive as anything Tebow did.
It was,
Tebow
his year was better.
Tebow hit those numbers for the first time is what also made him
Right.
a little different.
Tebow wowed us with his. I'll give you what Cam did at Auburn. In 14 games, he threw the ball 280 times. He completed 66% of his passes for 2,854 yards, 30 touchdowns, and 7 picks.
Boy, I'd have thought those numbers would have been much higher than that.
Yeah. And
It's the running. What did he run for? 1,200?
Yeah.
Yeah, because those passing numbers are
Yeah.
Graham Mertz put those up last year.
Yeah, he ran for 1,473
1,400
yards on 264 carries with 20 more touchdowns.
He ran it more than he threw it, or just right at it. Was it 288 to 264?
280 to 264.
Yeah, he ran it. He was literally a dual threat. So he would also go into the football player category and not the quarterback category.
Then there's Johnny Manziel.
Had an unbelievable.
He had a year.
Jameis had a year.
I'm just thinking of the running and the throwing
okay.
guys. Johnny, in his Heisman year, which was his freshman year, right? 2012, not 13. He threw for 3,700 yards, 68%, 26 and 9, and then ran for 1,410 yards on 200 carries with 21 more touchdowns.
Dang. Johnny Manziel was getting busy.
Johnny Manziel was a
Problem.
superstar college football player. And that's what Saban would, and I was talking about this the other day with the luncher. You get a running quarterback, man. There's no real way to solve because there's no written rule. Like he goes back to pass.
The Sandlot.
He rolls to right. He rolls to the right. You pursue and he cuts back to the left and you can't catch.
It's being a football player at that point.
A lot of these modern guys, by the way, they're going to fall into this thing that we just said. I'll give you another one. You ready? Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lamar Jackson's final year at Louisville completed 59% of his passes for 3,600 yards, 27 touchdowns.
Yeah.
But he had 10 picks and an average rating. But you go down to the running, bro, and Lamar's last year, 232 for 1,601.
Yeah.
Guy ran for 150 a game.
Yeah. I mean, it's just,
at quarterback.
Yeah.
RG3, I don't have his numbers. He'd be that too.
Yeah,
It's
he
the
went busy.
position
Vic.
has shifted.
You can go look at Vic.
Yeah.
Now, you want to talk about the best throwing season of all time in college football? That's
It's
Joe
not
Burrow.
Yeah, Joe Burrow.
527 throws, 76% he completed.
Didn't he throw 70 touchdowns?
5,671 yards, 60 touchdowns, 6 picks.
Oof.
Bro.
What is now? And here's what's interesting about that. You can go back to the old Big 12 and find Texas Tech putting up these numbers with the Graham Harrells, or go out to Hawaii and Timmy Chang will do it.
Yeah.
That don't count.
No.
This man did it winning a natty, going through the toughest conference in college football.
Bro, listen to 904. Listen to his 2 games in the playoff. All right? He played Oklahoma. He went 29 of 39 for 493 with 7 and no picks.
I knew he had a 7 touchdown.
And then he followed that up with against Clemson, 31 of 49, 63.3, 463, 5 touchdowns, no picks. That's 12 touchdowns and no picks against 2 of the best teams in the country. He threw 4 more against Georgia with no picks in the SEC championship game and threw for 349. I mean, this guy threw for his worst game. His worst game his year was his first game against Georgia Southern when he was 23 of 27, which is 85% for 278. 278 is the lowest amount he threw for that year.
Wow.
With 5 and 1, a 0. He threw 2 picks against Mississippi, but he threw 5 touchdowns and threw for 489.
Is that Joe Burrow?
Yeah. He threw 6 picks the whole year, guys. He threw 5 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, only 2 against Northwestern State.
That's got to be the lowest interception percentage maybe ever. I mean, the guy he threw 500 and something passes and only threw 6.
No,
it's not
he threw 527.
Yeah, it's not like he threw 312 and threw 6 even. I mean,
the accuracy with which this guy who was zinging it down the field to Chase and JJ
and wasn't who's the other? They had a third.
They had a third. It was
Russell Shepard.
No, it was the guy who went to Carolina. Marshall. Does that sound right?
That's it. Terrence Marshall.
But he was, so as far as just throwing the football, ain't nobody ever did it better than Joe Burrow.
That's what I'm saying. And who would be second as just a thrower? Because all those other guys. What about Mac? What was Mac's last year at Bama?
Like 40 and 4.
Yeah,
Mac
I mean, as I just say, and by the way, let's factor in the success of the team. Burrow and Mac both won natties.
Right. Mac Jones, that Alabama offense.
Mac won the natty, right?
Yeah, that Alabama offense that Florida played, we didn't stop him once.
That's
4
right.
touchdowns every time. He was 311 of 402, so he didn't throw it as much. But 77%,
Okay.
41 and 4.
Yeah, that's
4,500 yards.
Could you argue that's the second best passing season by a college quarterback?
It's hard to argue.
Again, I'm not counting the guys that at the Hawaiis and Texas Techs and BYU's back in the day that just throw it all over the yard and which is silly, video game type strategies.
Let's see here. Bailey Zappi threw for 6,000 yards in 2021. B.J. Simons, 58-33
That's a
and
Texas
03.
Tech guy.
Graham Harrell, 57-05. Then Joe Burrow tied Case Keenum. Case Keenum had 2 years of 56 and 53.
Same kind of Texas Tech.
Washington
Houston.
State. Colt Brennan in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Ty Detmer, Brigham Young.
See?
In 1990 threw for 51-88.
I just named the offenders, man. I
Yeah.
named Houston, Texas Tech, BYU.
Mahomes was over 5,000. He's 15th all time. These are the top of all time.
And you've given me, I think, 3 or 4 Texas Tech. I mean, these are System, Leach, whoever was at Houston.
Minshew, 26th all time, 47-79. Austin Reed at Western, 47-46.
This year?
No, that's 2 years
2 years ago.
So some pretty good.
I guess what it shows you is the best quarterbacks in college football history are dual threat quarterbacks. Because the numbers that we read off for these other dudes, the only one of those guys who two come close, and that's Mac and Burrow.
Mac was 51st all time with 4,500 yards.
Wonder what Matt
But
Leinart's
that year,
was.
though, the 41 and the 4, and Matt Leinart. What did he do? Vince Young was like the first of the real true, well, that's not true. He played with Tebow the same timing, but yeah, he was kind of a trendsetter.
Kyle Trask was 80th all time, 42-83, 10 yards behind RG3.
He had what was he, like 40 and
He had a great year.
5 or something that year, wasn't he?
Leftwich 84th. So Geno Smith had that year. He was 92nd. Interesting stuff. All right, we got to take a break. We got the 9 o'clock Nasty coming up. I'm pumped up. Is Destiny calling?
She's pumped up.
This is the drill.
The Drill from the studios at Republic Services. We'll handle it from here.
It begins with a dream.
Cinderella story, a former greenskeeper now about to become the Masters champion.
It looks like I'm a wreck. It's in the hole.
1010XL.
It's in the hole.
92.5 FM.
Hi, this is Dale Murray with Murray Automotive Group in Stark and Kingsland. Save yourself from those big city dealers and their fast-talking flim-flam tactics. No matter what your automotive need is, we've got you covered. Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and nobody beats our prices, and I mean nobody. Shazam! Plus our exclusive 15-year, 150,000-mile warranty included on every qualified vehicle. And we'll trade anything from AirPods to fishing rods. Compare our prices online at ShazamAuto.com. Then come see me, Dale Murray. I'll be waiting for you. Shazam!
Hey everybody, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. Dandy subs and sandwiches. Look, we always want you to think about those great options as you're driving around Duval. But the beauty is, even as I'm dropping pounds, Dandy's got great options for me as well. Told you all about their protein packs, delicious salads that they have out there. They have fruit cups for on the go. You know what they have. Veggie snack trays. You can grab those on the go as well. Perfect, healthy snack. Dandy is the name to know when you're on the go. So stop into a Gate store anywhere around Duval and make yours a dandy, and do it today.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Bring your guns and bring your hoses, and we're ready to
to put up some punches. It's Guns N' Hoses Charity Boxing. It's back. It's that time. Bell time. In fact, 6:30, Saturday, April 20th. Join us at UNF Arena. Dan and I there for the millionth year in a row. It is so much fun, this charity boxing. And it's serious. And it's fun. And it's impactful. And you're going to have a great time. By the way, street party before and after the event. Make it a day. Saturday, April 20th. Bell time, 6:30, UNF Arena. Guns N' Hoses.
Your cooling system isn't working. Maybe somebody showed up with a portable electronic device. Then they discussed with you what your options are. Maybe they gave you an estimate that seems like an awful lot of money. What's the smart thing to do? When the situation merits a second opinion, get a Mike Merritt opinion. Yes, the Mike Merritt Comfort Team shows up with hand tools. We've never been able to fix an air conditioning problem with a tablet. Mike Merritt has been the trusted name for more than 30 years because there's never any hocus pocus. The Merritt team will walk you through the diagnostic steps up close and personal and show you exactly what you need. And the Mike Merritt price is likely to be far less because there's never an overtime charge, and the Merritt team doesn't work on commission. So remember, when it comes to the health of your cooling system, a second opinion can only help, and a Mike Merritt opinion can save you money. Florida license CACO 50384.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband and wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at goosehead.com.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist is now offering ortho walk-in appointments. If you have an immediate need for orthopedic care, contact Southeast Orthopedic Specialist immediately. Avoid ERs and urgent care waiting rooms. For more information, go to se-ortho.com.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
If you owe the IRS and can't pay, now is the time to call J. David Tax Law. After a 2-year hiatus, the IRS has resumed their aggressive collections letters. Don't wait. Call J. David Tax Law or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com.
Here's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, sponsored by J. David Tax Law. The Jaguars have re-signed an important part to their defense, and outside linebacker Josh Allen, who's looking to make an impact in Jazz.
I mean, this is real, you know. Like these are raw emotions, and I'm giving you guys, and I'm honest. Leaving, like, what can I do to leave an impact?
Our major league teams around the state in the MLB, Tampa Bay defeated the Los Angeles Angels. The Marlins got the win over the New York Yankees. In the NBA, Miami lost to Dallas, and the Orlando Magic fell to the Milwaukee Bucks. The Jacksonville Icemen opened their final week of the East Coast Hockey League regular season with a loss to the Florida Everblades. Everblades are fighting for the final playoff berth in the South Division. The Icemen next play the Savannah Ghost Pirates Friday at Viasar Veterans Memorial Arena. Puck drops at 7 p.m. That's your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Sam Nelson.
At 9:13, it's 73 degrees. Time and temp brought to you by Buer Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Buer.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Gookin Nation. It's another hour with Duval's Big Dogs of Sports Media. Dan Hicken.
Yes.
Jeff Prosser.
Blah, blah, freaking blah.
And E to the T.
E.T. is the GOAT producer.
All right, time to get nasty. It's 9 o'clock. He has a date with Destiny. Apparently, he's hooked her up with Friday. So they are exchanging phone numbers.
Be interesting. She'd probably borrow an outfit, that's for sure.
She's going to need an outfit.
We had a texter on the line that you said, don't forget Charlie Ward, and that's fair, but we got the stats for Charlie. Charlie was a football player.
Yeah.
And to be honest, maybe he could be included in that top 5 football player category, even though, like, how many without looking, how many touchdown passes do you think Charlie had in his Heisman year?
Yeah, it's different eras, so it always surprises you. I'd say 29.
27. How many yards did Charlie Ward pass for in his Heisman year?
3,500.
3,000.
Yeah.
How many yards rushing did Charlie Ward have in his Heisman year?
500. 500.
339.
Yeah.
We're talking about a whole nother level of
they
stats.
took it to a different level.
He was a leader, a game.
Tebow was kind of the first to do that, to put up these eye-popping stats that made you go, "Are you kidding me?"
Now that being said, Charlie Ward was awesome.
Charlie Ward was. I've always said this about Charlie Ward, and I say this to this day: if I need a guy to get me 10 yards and move the chains with 3 football plays, I'd take Charlie Ward over anybody because he was going to do it somehow, some way. They could not stop Charlie Ward. They could not stop him. His Heisman year, and he was great. Guy punted his first year. I mean, he punted. He was such a good athlete. And then he was a first-round pick in the NBA.
And by the way, this is probably a younger FSU fan, or Charlie Ward has been a mainstay of conversation, admiration, and commendation on this show and forever.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's ever downplayed what Charlie Ward means, how great a player he was. He said it all. It's always been said.
The only thing I said...
He played in 1993. It's 2024. Yeah. We're not revisiting 30-year-old careers that often. Even Tebow's was a long time ago. It's inside 20 years.
Yeah.
You know, Tebow left 15 years ago. Charlie left 30. So that's what it is. He's more than had his mentions, and his dude's won the Heisman. What else?